Hey, yo.
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Nothing much. What's up with you?
Oh, not much. Just chilling. Decided to pop up a live today. Haven't got to go live in a while because I've been working, bro.
Oh, really? Really? What you been up to?
I just been building a
Oh,
house. I do I basically build from the ground up. Framing,
really? What, like a
concrete
mansion?
framing. No, we're just building a 3-bedroom house right now. We only got like 3 different concepts that we build, so
Dang, how
we're
long did it take?
we just laid the concrete like 2 weeks ago, and the whole inside's like framed out, the roof's on. So
Sheesh.
yeah, basically it's just all the inside needs electrical before we can start actually putting walls up and stuff.
Dang, bro. I'm about to I gotta do fingerprinting today for USPS for a job. And
Nice.
yeah, and I'm seeing about going to college for film directing.
Hey, dude, congrats. That's awesome. Hope you get it, bro.
I
For
hope
sure.
so too. Hey, look, I gotta ask you a question before we start, man.
What's up, bro?
Would you be willing to do a shoey out of a random person? Shoe.
A shoey, man. Yeah. Hey, bro. I seen the post press conference yesterday.
See how
Uh,
Dana tried to leave?
Hey, yeah, Dana's trying to leave. He doesn't want to do the shoe. But actually, if you guys see the new shoe that new UFC fighters coming in, they actually made a shoe. If you notice, it's got like a cork on the bottom, and
Yeah,
they turn it, and that whole shoe is filled with a beer, but it's never been worn. But
right.
so they
Yeah,
made
that
it
dude's
for
brave.
him. Yeah, that's his new thing that he's selling. I seen Josh Chappelle's fan just jumped up here. What's going on, bud?
What up, Jake?
Yo, what's good?
Not much, man. Just going live, talking Saints football, seeing how everyone's doing in the chat.
Is that the new profile logo?
Yes, sir.
That is
Ooh,
beautiful. You like mine?
Yeah, man, bro. Man, the Boondocks a legendary show.
yeah.
I see Josh is starting to blow up. I like it.
Yeah,
I'm
Josh starting to
trying.
blow up, man. I see you, Josh. You blowing up like daily, bro.
Man, I'm trying, man.
Keep
You're
it
doing
up,
good,
man.
dog.
Might have to do those what's it called? Sports compilations with the music.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, dude, I wish I could like edit videos like that. You know what I mean? But I only got my iPad, so it limits me to lots of that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why
Yep.
I'm going to film school so I can learn more about how to do that.
Right. I mean, you might as
Yep.
well. I mean, the better you get at editing, I mean, the more views you get, I believe.
Righteous. What up, Jerry? I see Jerry in here. And Joe Mama.
Yeah, I see Joe Mama and Jerry up in here. Hey, Jerry, if you're in here listening, you can hop up into the panel, dude. If you're not busy today, see what's popping. So wait,
So
hey, so I haven't got everyone's thoughts on Da being our head coach. How do you guys like it?
I like it. I
You
think
guys
it's
like the?
think it's great.
All right, all right. What about you, Tyrese? You like the pick, or you just kind of like?
I figured he was gonna get picked. That was
Yeah, because I
jacked up there,
remember you
wasted eight
saying,
hours of
bro.
that man time.
Yeah. Because I I remember you saying about a week or so before we picked our head coach. I remember you saying, "Don't be surprised if we just roll with Da,"
Yeah.
and that's true, and I believe it's a good pick just to keep the culture. I believe Dennis Allen brings that intensity, passion,
Mhm.
but hey, we already know our defense is going to be solid no matter what. With
Oh yeah.
Oh
Da
yes.
being our head coach, he's going to be all about that defense no matter what.
Top
He's
5.
Yeah,
Top five.
top
Yeah.
five. He's going to be the say so in that defense, no matter if we do hire a defensive coordinator or elevate Chris Richards or that other guy Ryan Nielsen up. Whether we do any of those, I still see Dennis Allen still running that defense, bro. Even if he promotes somebody to defensive coordinator, but offensive coordinator, really stuck on, and I'm really wondering who they're really going to hire
Yeah, Pete Car.
for
You know,
that.
I was surprised, man. I was surprised is that they said that Pete Carmichael won't be the guy
Yeah.
because Dennis was like, I want my own era,
Hell
his
yeah.
own legacy.
Hey, I see the Teflon Don in the chat. He said, "Who dat, everyone? New subscriber. Who dat to you, bud? Thanks for subscribing to my channel. You know, it's great seeing new people up in the chat. We're just up here talking Saints football. There's a link in the chat if you want to go ahead and join in on the conversation up here in the panel. But anyways, what were you saying, Tyrese?
Oh no, I was saying is that I was like really surprised that Pete Carmichael didn't get the nod for it. I do
Well,
know
I did see something like, didn't he like decline it?
Yeah.
he declined it. I thought that was
Yeah. He declined the head coaching job, and now he stepped down as OC. He's still gonna like be involved in stuff, but he don't want like the OC title.
what is going on with that man? It's like he's planning something.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of weird, you know. It's because he's been there for so long. For me, I think he just don't want the responsibility of being like the offensive coordinator, like any type of head coach. I could understand the head coaching position, but man, you've been there for 16 years. Why don't you want to step up and become the offensive coordinator when you've been the assistant offensive coordinator for years?
Yeah, it feels mischievous. Like he's like up to no good.
Right, that's
Exactly.
like a slap in the face. Like, you know, screw you guys. But, you know, hey, that's cool because, you know, I like how Dennis Allen did take the initiative the first couple days and just started cleaning house, firing the offensive line coach. I know
some of them had that coming, man.
Right, and hey, you
Yeah,
know, as much as Curtis Johnson's been around our team for a while, all I gotta say is he really hasn't developed any wide receiver other than who? Michael Thomas, when Michael Thomas is already developed. So
Doug Marrone.
yeah, exactly. And I'm pretty excited with those firings. I know that it probably sounds like, you know, a jerk of me, but our offensive line sucks. And if we promote Zach Strief or whoever we put Doug Marrone as strictly just offensive line, I think that's perfect. But
he's had top 5 in different categories as the offensive line coach because he was with us before.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, you know, him just strictly focusing on offensive line, our offensive line is going to get better. I think we just need I think we need a good, and hey, dude, Lance Moore. Hey, we should pick up the phone and call Lance Moore and maybe make him a wide receivers coach, or, you know, somebody that knows the Saints organization, or somebody that's a really good wide receivers coach. One or the other, dude. You know, somebody that's been in the league as a wide receiver. You know, even Keyshawn Johnson, you know, Michael Thomas's, you know, uncle. He knows a lot about the game. He's been a wide receiver. You know, I don't know about a coach, but, you know,
someone,
you know, I just want somebody that could teach these wide receivers of ours a little bit about, you know, getting off the line faster. Separation's key because this year we really haven't had that too much.
Look! They started separating in the last 5 games. Like what happened? What happened in the first 10 games? Like they weren't doing jack. You know, like Traquan was like going hard in the last games.
I know. I think I don't know what happened with Traquan, man, and I really had hopes for him when we first drafted him, and I still had hopes for him this year, and now those hopes kind of went out the window. But you know, I really like the guy too, and I hate hating on him. But man, when you're consistently not on the field, or when you do get on the field and then, you know, the next game you're not there, or when you're on the field and you really don't do too much, it shows, and it showed all year. You know, just like a lot of our wide receivers, you know, I believe they can be dominant, dude. I believe Galloway can be a good ass wide receiver. Same with Dante Harris or Hardy now. But man, you know, we need another dominant wide receiver. And I think we still need a number 2. And I think our wide receiver course will be looking a lot more healthy and a lot better. As long as Michael Thomas can stay on the field, I believe he makes everyone else look better.
Yeah, I think he's fully recovered by the time we come back.
100%. I think he's recovered right now. Honestly.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think he's recovered right now, and I think he's at least he's already recovered from his surgery that he took And I believe what week was that? Does anybody remember?
But whose surgery?
Michael Thomas's. Didn't he?
Oh man, I think it was like in like March or April.
Right. So he's got to be being able to. He's probably past the recovery stage, I would assume. Yeah. And I would assume he's back to the grind. And with what DA said, I believe DA reached out to him, talked to him personally to see where he stood. Because I mean, right now, if Michael Thomas told DA like, "Hey, dude, I don't want to be here," that's a big thing. Because then now, I mean, now we got to go look for a number 1 wide receiver and a number 2 and probably a number 3. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So with that being said, like, hey, I appreciate DA saying that to the media, talking about Michael Thomas, because you know how the Sports Center and ESPN and everyone blows up.
I don't even listen to them dudes, man.
Right, exactly, because they blow up the Michael Thomas situation. Like, oh, and if you see all these trades, bro, Michael Thomas's name is in every single one of them. And we're not going to get rid of Michael Thomas. I think with the DA media talk and with his announcement and how he talked about Michael Thomas, the passion, I believe Michael Thomas is going to be with us. And I believe Michael Thomas, you just seen Joe Burrow get the comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
Hey,
it would have been Jameis.
Right. Hey, I'm saying it now. I really hope Michael Thomas gets that. As much as I really hope, Winston gets it. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I mean, as much as, like Michael Thomas gets shit talked for being a slant boy, injury prone when this is like his first major injury.
First major.
Yeah, like first major injury that, yes, it has put him out for 2 seasons pretty much. But everyone's got to remember when Michael Thomas was in the league, you knew if he was on the field, no matter if he did do a slant, if you guys can't stop him doing the same slant, then why are you bitching? Why are you calling him slant boy? You can't stop it.
And they'll say none of that stuff about Cooper Kupp, man. Cooper Kupp and Michael Thomas play the exact same way. And Michael Thomas don't get none of the treatment that he do.
Right. Yeah, they're all trying to say MVP for Cooper Kupp. Remember 2019? Nobody was talking about MVP Michael Thomas when he just beat Marvin Harrison's record. Nobody was talking about it. Right. Except for during that game, it looks like Michael Thomas just broke the record, and they still wasn't giving him enough credit. It's like, man, this dude just went out and balled out, had like 1,700 yards that year, and still 149 catches, number 1 in the league, and now everybody talks about Davante Adams. When they let's take it back to like 2018. Was Davante Adams as dominant as he is this year? No. Mm-mm. And I guaranteed when Aaron Rodgers leaves, wherever he goes, Davante Adams, if he signs with the Packers or wherever he goes, he's not going to be that dominant receiver that he was.
All right. You saw what Jordan Love did in the Chiefs game. And my thing about Michael Thomas, it's always been something. It's always been something. When he first got drafted, it was he's too slow. When he came into the league, he's Drew Brees made, and then he still cooked with Teddy Bridgewater and Taysom Hill, and now he's slant boy and like all that. Like, it's just crazy, bro.
Right?
And I can't wait to see them. I can't wait to see him play. Either. I can't wait to see the routes and develop too, because he's gonna get down that field.
Oh, you already know he's putting in the freaking grind right now. You already know Michael Thomas got his fucking notepad out, taking notes to all these haters saying, "Slant boy." Oh, yeah, dude, I can guard Mike. All this shit. All these people talking crap about Mike. Even Davante Adams like, oh, where's Mike at? I'm the best in the league. Oh, hey, just wait till he comes back, dude. Hey, this season when he comes back, everybody's going to shut their mouth and eat that humble pie real slowly because, he's going to be climbing up the ranks. And I really hope we get, some good pieces for, whoever our quarterback is. That's going to be number 1. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, we got a lot of concerns.
we do, because we don't know what Dennis Allen is thinking at quarterback. There's so many quarterbacks on the free agent market, the trade block, the draft. the draft. I mean, Malik Willis is just climbing up the stocks. We got Kenny Pickett, that's pretty good. Sam Howell, that he's all right. Man, so there's so many options at quarterback technically right now. You know, I mean,
yeah. Ian Book says he wants to be in that quarterback.
Ian Book said he trying to fight.
Yeah. Look, Ian Book's throwing on the boxing gloves like, hey, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm still here, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I like that confidence. Hey, don't get me wrong. I like that confidence because you need to keep that confidence because, hey, you never know when an injury may happen and you might have to go in and step in someone's role. You know,
just or COVID, man. Because think about this, man. Ian Book said he ready to compete. Ian Book got a big hill to fight, man. He got to fight against Jameis Winston, you know, who was in the league before, 5,000 yards, different seasons. Taysom Hill, who's been in with the Saints for 5 years. He's got to fight against free agent QBs. He's got to fight against a quarterback draft because like before the Senior Bowl, man, we thought these QBs was trash, but they getting better. Like, man, better put on the golden gloves and get out here. Take some of that EPO, get some steroids.
Hey, that's facts, bro. Like, man, he's got to do something special because I mean, I really hope Jameis Winston comes back because, I mean, we really honestly never got to see his full potential as a Saint.
Right.
I mean, we got to see his full potential under Bruce Arians, which threw 5,000 yards, but yet at the same time, with that type of game plan, you're throwing 50 times a game. Look at Tom Brady. He threw like 50 times a game. You're bound to throw interceptions with that many times throwing the ball. With as many good cornerbacks and good defenses as there are in the league, bro, like you can't be throwing that many times. You gotta implement the running game as well. So
my thing is like, you know, how's it gonna be? I mean, is Dennis Allen gonna run the ball? I mean, look, we didn't even talk about Alvin Kamara playing stump the yard. You know, out here jumping people.
Right. And I know, bro, and hey, like IBN saying in the comments, that is true, bro. Jameis did want to come here because the Harvard of the quarterback, you know, school, pretty much. Yeah. If you guys remember, you know, he wanted to play under Sean Payton because Sean Payton's, you know, like that Hall of Fame coach. He wanted to play under Drew Brees, but of course Drew Brees is retired, then Sean Payton retired. So it does leave question marks, bro. As much as a lot of us Saints fans want Jameis Winston, look who needs a quarterback right now. The Buccaneers. And they already said they they're willing to bring Jameis back. But I'm not saying he's gonna go there.
Yeah, I don't think he will.
I don't think he will because I feel like they failed him, bro. They didn't believe in him and they went with Tom Brady, an older quarterback. So that kind of probably, you know, hurt him a little bit. So I mean, we might have the advantage with, hey, come back to us and you get to, you know, beat your rival again and show them who's boss. Or, I mean, please don't go back to the Bucks and say fuck us. Yeah, you know, then they like try to fucking finish us for, you know, not re-sign you already.
Well, I mean, I don't know. How would that go about though? Because I mean, if Jameis Winston goes to the Buccaneers, does his training with Sean Payton get messed up? Because Bruce Arians is gonna want to throw that ball.
Man, Bruce Arians is overrated, man.
He really is, bro. And it's like, man, and it's true because, yeah, hey, what if Jameis is like, well, that's where I started in the league, and that'd be pretty
he's
cool
from Florida, man. Like,
right, and he's from Florida, so I mean, could you imagine it? No matter if Jameis signed with the Bucks or elsewhere, now we're back to question mark at quarterback again. You're like, are we? Because I mean, I don't know Dennis Allen's. To me, in his interview, he kind of wanted. I don't think he wanted Taysom Hill as quarterback because the way Taysom Hill is so versatile, the way he was explaining Taysom Hill being so versatile, that kind of tells me he wants him kind of back in his versatile role to be.
And that's what worries me too, because I'm like how many players are we gonna lose? Because Taysom Hill obviously said he don't want to do that. Yeah. And like from us watching Taysom Hill, you know, he's gonna get. More than likely, he's gonna get injured if he does it again because he got 4 injuries this season.
Right, and so then what? Like,
right,
if we move him back to his role, is Taysom Hill going to say okay? Or I mean, because he still has that contract. Is he going to be be like, fuck this, like trade
Who
me?
would want him though?
Exactly, that's the point. And then people are going to have to break it down to him. Well, nobody really are going to want
nobody
you.
understands, because like the only people who understands him as a QB are like the people who like believe in him as a quarterback or seeing his play. Because I mean, otherwise it's going to be another training. Because in my opinion, if he gets traded to a different team, he'll probably be like that bridge quarterback. Like he'll have
Yep.
to prove it instantly. Like how unfortunately Teddy Bridgewater is right now.
100%, dude.
Because Taysom was definitely a Sean Payton guy. Like without Sean Payton, it's gonna be tough for someone to go back for him. Because Taysom was Sean Payton's guy. He found him.
Unless somebody sees a vision like the Ravens coach, how they seen a vision in Lamar Jackson. It would have to be a situation like that, like not saying
because they
Lamar
wanted him
Jackson,
to be a wide receiver.
Right, because if you guys remember, like everybody was for Lamar's first couple of years, everybody was saying he can't throw the ball.
Right. That's why he denied doing that 40-yard dash, because he's like, if I do that,
I'm gonna be running back.
Yeah, he would have ran something crazy.
But no, I'm not trying to compare the two. I'm just saying that's the only way he can fit into a system. And the only system I really see is that does that is the Ravens and the Cardinals. The Cardinals are having issues with Kyle Murray, but there's no way I could see any of those two teams would be the only two teams that would have faith into a running back, a quarterback that runs the ball a lot. Those are the only two teams I could see it do that. Even with that being said, I don't see them starting Taysom Hill or even trying to trade for him. I really don't. I mean, maybe we're wrong. Maybe some coaches see something in Taysom Hill and they take him for the same role he's doing with us, tight end. I don't know, but in my opinion, if we just roll with our tight ends that we have now and make Taysom Hill, I mean, hopefully he's okay with it, because he's got to come to the.
I think we give these players too much credit for being humble. Because I mean, how long can you play that role for before you start getting selfish?
But
these guys are selfish for a time, but it's bound to change.
Right, but at the same time, he's still getting paid that fat contract
for
4 years for playing either role, quarterback or that versatile role.
Gets fatter at QB though.
Right, and it's fatter. He's got a fatter role at QB, but I mean, hey, maybe they can be like, hey, dude, I'll throw you in that quarterback here and there, kind of like Sean Payton did.
Bro, I am telling you, all right, look, I ain't never played QB in my life. Probably never will, because I want to be a movie director. But I look at that contract, man. The only incentives that are hard or nearly impossible to get for him would be MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, or rushing yards. That's it. Those other things are doable, man.
I'm telling you, like start at QB, like completion percentage, stuff like that.
Yeah, like getting passing yards. 17 games, the offensive weapons you're gonna get.
I mean, like maybe you could do that, but like I just think Taysom got to look at it like in a different way. Like if he stay at his like Joker role, like 31 other teams are gonna want him. If he just wants to be strictly a quarterback, he just gonna be holding a clipboard for the rest of his career.
Yeah, and my thing is, man, you got to get what you want. Can't be beholden to anything. And like in my personal opinion, man, I think that Joker role is gonna break him down harshly.
Yes,
even though he's elite at it, he's gonna tear his body.
Yeah, that's gonna tear you up, bro. Like, and to be honest, as much as I really like Taysom Hill, and I really think no matter what situation it was this year, he was bound to fail because our offensive line, our wide receivers, our our team was just not clicking on all. It was just not prepared for anybody starting at quarterback. And I still believe even with Jameis Winston at quarterback or Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, all these other quarterbacks, whoever was under center this year behind our O-line. Okay, let's just take it to the Miami game. Let's put
let's not talk about that.
Right. Hey, let's just take any quarterback and put it in that position. Who's really gonna actually pull off a win? I don't see Jameis Winston pulling off a win because he's gonna get sacked a lot because our offensive line was not holding nobody back.
Right.
I honestly think it was. You know what, man? I think if Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill was in that game, it'd have been different. Because I mean, Ian Book could not call out those coverages.
Well, hey, yeah,
that game was winnable. It definitely was.
Yeah, it was winnable. I'll say that. I think we would have had a little more success with Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston because they're, I would say, not so scared of defenses. You know, like Jameis Winston, you've seen him start taking off and running. I mean, when you've never seen that in his career, and then you see Taysom Hill do that no matter what. So them two, you know, kind of have like a Taysom Hill, not as much as Winston. But Winston has that, you know, veteran mindset, bro. And Ian Book, you can tell, bro, in that Miami game, he was definitely a rookie, bro. And he was scared, which is sad because, I mean, that's a failed situation. Everybody's going to look at that game like, well, he didn't do good under pressure. Well,
right. And that was the game to determine everything, too.
Exactly, bro.
Because Tua is not a good quarterback, man. That's what made me mad.
Come on, man. We ain't gonna say none of that.
That dude is trash.
I think Tua could thrive under a good offensive line, but the Dolphins, I don't know. I just don't think the Dolphins are a good team for Tua. I mean,
their defense is really good, but man,
their defense, yeah, exactly. They're a defensive ran football team.
I'm gonna keep it holla with y'all.
Right. So, like, I don't know. I think Tua would thrive on a different team.
He needs a lot of work, man. Because in Alabama,
he does need a lot
of help.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna say he's garbage. Like how I was just over exaggerating like 0.3 seconds ago. Like I've seen
because his completion and percentage is pretty high up there, but you know, it's like you're right. He does need a lot of work, bro. Like under pressure, he doesn't do well. And you sack him like 6 times in one game, the dude's like done. Like you're not winning, guaranteed.
Yeah, man. This upcoming season got me worried, man. Because like I've been hearing people saying that we might trade for Baker Mayfield.
No. I think he takes some Hill, bro.
Baker Mayfield.
No, hell no, bro. I'll pass on that situation. Hey, I just brought in 24. How you doing, bro?
Mr. IBN, what's good, man? Hello, sir.
Hey, you there, bro?
He's here. I think he's getting his stuff together.
Yeah, he must be getting his mic together. While he gets his mic together, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Malik Willis, guys. Have you been watching his tape, man? That kid is moving up the ranks. If you remember when we were going into this year's draft, everyone was talking about Kenny Pickett. I mean, I'm not saying it like his draft stock went super down or nothing, but Malik Willis, I think, has kind of moved up past Kenny Pickett in this year's draft.
Yeah, he's real talented.
And he's dude, that run on the Senior Bowl day, he ran like I think it was like 50 or 54 yards. Man, dude, that was a dominant run for a quarterback, dude, for sure. What's going on, 24?
What is up? Oh my goodness! You know, I've been listening to you guys talk for a while, and I kind of like what I'm hearing. It's a new day to be a Saints fan, is it not?
Oh, it's a new day, new era.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. New head coach, new quarterback. We don't even know who our
new
quarterback is yet. New coordinators. I mean, Dennis Allen's right? And I mean, we might need a new right. You never know if we need a new running back, man.
Oh, wow. Dude, my headphones are just whack. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah,
you hear me
sound
perfect.
perfectly.
Okay, that's perfect. So, the last Saint. May I ask Tyrese a question really fast?
Go right ahead, bro.
What is
What's
your
up, dude?
profile picture, Tyrese?
That's
Is that
Chris Handsome getting
and the booty warrior?
yeah.
All right. So now that that's out of the way, so I wanted to bring up like a point that I was really thinking about. You know how the Saints are a very cultural team, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So their big thing is culture, and you know when um, say big players get into some trouble, uh, like Brandon Cooks or something, he got traded immediately, did he not? Or Jimmy
Yes, he
Graham.
did.
Once they presented a problem to New Orleans, they left. As much as I'd hate to say this, I think Alvin Kamara is going to end up getting traded.
You think so?
No.
Uh, yeah, traded or let go, because I don't know how New Orleans deals with those kind of problems.
Yeah. Well,
Especially when they have jail time surrounded. But then again, you look at Marshawn Lattimore and you look at Deontay Harris.
right.
No.
They face some type of charge, but I don't know if I don't think they went around jumping people.
I think Alvin Kamara was drunk too, right?
Yeah, I don't think. Well, Lattimore might have been drunk. No, they both had DUIs or something like that.
Yeah,
No,
Deontay.
But that's
Lattimore had gun charges. I think
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lattimore was caught with a stolen gun or some shit.
called that 4 or 5.
So, all right. So here's something that I could see, potentially happening if Alvin Kamara isn't able to return as New Orleans Saints running back. What I could see is a possible position change for number 7, Taysom Hill.
Okay.
He wants to play. He wants to play an important role in the offense. And I was hearing you guys say, "Well, hey, that Joker role that could take a toll on his body. When you're out there catching balls, you're doing absolutely everything on the field. You could get hurt, and obviously, this season was a big picture of him, just getting hurt. He had a concussion, broke his foot, destroyed his hand, and he still tried and did a really good job this season. So what I could see is him playing running back this coming season. I also could see us really going for Russ. I could see that happen because Russ wants to be in those personnel decisions, and I think that would really work good with Dennis Allen because he's ready to prove to the entire league that he is a viable coach in the league.
24.
And
Listen. Oh, look, go ahead and I'll tell you what I think.
So as it's a new day to be a Saint and new day to be a Saint fan, anything could happen, really, and I'm ready for it.
Definitely.
I'm just ready for it, man. It's going to be weird, because Sean Payton's not there, and neither is Drew Brees.
Right, man. Look, I'll say this before I say what I wanted to say. Drew Brees retired. Sean Payton gave up. I'm gonna keep it real.
Yes. You know what? Yeah, that's a perfect way to. Once he went 9-8, he was like, "I'm never going through one of these seasons again." He went through like 4 of them now, right?
Yeah,
back to back. He knew it's over. He's done.
And Cam Jordan took it personal. Hey,
I would have too.
Hey, did y'all see that? Hey, there's a Twitter post about it. Like Cam Jordan, he's all, man, I took it personal, and he just up and vanished or whatever. He basically said that like Sean Payton quit on a team and just didn't believe in the team. So Cam Jordan right now is taking it personal with Sean Payton just like up and leaving, and maybe that
100.
Right, maybe that'll just give him another extra boost that Cameron Jordan needed to even be greater than he was this season.
Or to play better than Aaron Donald for once in his life.
Hey, man, you know what, dude? Hey, this season, everyone was talking down at Cam Jordan for not getting all these sacks and all this. But
come on, he wasn't doing his job though.
I mean, in the last
he was
couple
still
of
like
games,
top
he
10 in
popped
pressures
off
and stuff. Even when
yeah. But like, what people wasn't looking at is the stats that how many pressures, how many knockdowns, how many times was he almost there, but he never got the job. You know, he never got the sack.
That I'd like to point out was, you know, him doing all that stuff at, you know, when he was getting 3 or 4 sacks a game. He was doing all that at like the butt end of the season. So if they were to go into playoffs, he'd be going in playing, still exceeding, you know, what we'd expect from him.
Right.
So teams and players do this. They'll reach their peak in like the middle of the season and then they start to fall off. That's what we saw with the Cardinals. They did really good. I'm pretty sure they were like 10-0 and then they fell off.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yep.
See what I mean?
Tyler trying to play baseball now.
What we don't ever want to see is the Saints doing exceptionally good early on in the season, and then, you know, it stopped. You know, that's what I feel like, you know, some of those teams are meant for, like Minnesota and the Cardinals, and you know they're they're still mediocre teams, but
teams like that are like a quarterback away, man. Like Kirk Cousins, I think he's
not the man. He's not the guy. Never will be.
No, you're right.
Not in my book.
I like Kirk Cousins.
Like with the Browns, when they had Odell and Jarvis Landry and Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, that was a Super Bowl team. I could tell you it was a Super Bowl team because they went to the AFC Championship and almost beat the Chiefs. That was a Super Bowl team, but they just didn't have the quarterback. You know, Baker made bad decisions in that game.
Yeah, because Odell balling.
Yeah,
sure. I don't know if it was the injuries this year because, you know, Baker had to get surgery and all that.
Yeah, my big question still is just who's gonna play Saints quarterback. There's
so many options.
So many options. But then when I think about it, there's so little options too.
Right. I mean, some quarterbacks may want that bag. We don't know if Russell Wilson wants to go to wherever he wants to go to, but maybe he wants that fat bag, bro. You know,
look, man, I give up the house for Russell Wilson. Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, guys.
Yeah,
Russell Wilson would fit in perfect in a New Orleans.
He plays just like Drew Brees.
I really think if we had Russell Wilson, bro, as much as a lot of people would probably be like, "Oh man, you know, like I wanted Winston." Yeah, I wanted Winston. Well, hey,
my thing is with that, why would you want Jameis Winston when you have a Super Bowl champion who has shown the ability to come back from, you know, injury? Like,
hey, here's my thing. Here's my thing.
Russell Wilson's stats, he threw 25 touchdowns or something like that. He had some. And he came back from an injury that sidelined him early in the season. That I would definitely take. I don't see why people are making that argument. I wonder what Jameis Winston showed these people in less than 7 games that Russell Wilson hasn't showed in like the past 5 years of his career. I just don't understand.
Yeah, because he was better early on in the year, and he's going to be way less expensive.
Right, but look, man, Russell Wilson. Like, here's my thing: we sign our offensive line coach. All right, Russell Wilson. Look, this is what I'm thinking, man. You get Russell Wilson, this man can go on the MVP campaign. Like his Super Bowl years, he had a good line, and he had a top 5 defense, like what we.
He was on a cheap deal, though.
Yeah, and that's exactly what this. They provide that defense that Russell Wilson, you know, he probably likes to see because, you know, he did play with the Legion of Boom.
And Chris Richards is on our team. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, things could work out with Russell Wilson. I'm really looking forward to, you know, just to see.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what happens because don't get me wrong. if we get Jameis Winston, I'll be happy. Hey, bro, if we trade and get Russell Wilson on some crazy shit, bro, I'm not even gonna lie.
What is his contract? Because I think he's signed right now.
I don't know, but he wants to explore
like
his options, bro.
$25 million a year.
Odell Beckham Jr. was very close to signing with New Orleans.
He wanted to play with Trevor Siemian.
Yeah, he didn't want to have to play with Trevor Siemian. Come on, dog.
Man, that's the truth, man. I'm sorry, man. He didn't want to play with Trevor.
If Trevor Siemian can play in the second half like he normally does, I think we would have been 100.
There's a couple quarterbacks that are like, circling this New Orleans talk. And I'm going to go out and say it to you. Jimmy Garoppolo.
No.
I keep seeing that, bro.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson. Who else? I don't think Aaron Rodgers would want to come to New Orleans. I'm gonna just go and say that. I don't think he wants to. And who's this last guy, dude? I was just
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson, yeah, that could potentially happen. I don't care what anyone says. It's
you need a match in the trade.
To me, it's very plain to see that there are better options than Jameis Winston. And everyone can say, "Oh, well, we haven't seen this peak." You're only basing that off of the 30-30 season. No, I'm basing it off performance. I've seen other people perform better than he has at the quarterback position. And if the Saints can provide a better situation for a better quarterback, we'll end up with a better record.
It's all about cost, though. Like, for example, like if we were to get like Deshaun Watson or something like that, that would cost at least like
a
first round pick and
right, because I don't think we have that.
No, we don't.
He's way more expensive than James.
Yeah, but here's my thing. As much as I want James, because I really want Jameis Winston because they knows our system. I'm kind of afraid, bro, because the quarterback market this year, there's a lot of teams right now. Steelers, the Buccaneers, where he's got drafted to.
The Colts.
The Colts, man, there's so many teams right now. Arizona's having trouble with Kyle Murray, like all of a sudden, dude. What the hell's going on? I don't know, but all these teams are looking at quarterbacks, and Jameis Winston did have a 5,000 yard season, so a lot of teams might look at that, and a lot of teams might offer him a little bit of extra Skrilla than we can, and
that's great.
Yeah. Think about it, bro. Like a lot of these players, as much as we think they want to be with us, money talks, man, and money's their future. Think about it. If they sign a guaranteed contract for, let's just say, if Jameis Winston gets $35 million, offered $35 million, bro. Hold on, let me add. But if he got offered $35 million from a different team and he took it, bro, like. We couldn't be mad at him because that's his future.
No.
He's setting up for not only him, his family, and we can't hate on it. And what if we couldn't afford him? What if he wanted a little more? What if Jameis Winston says, "Hey guys, I had a good last season other than my my injury. Like before then I was really good. So I want a little more."
Yeah, people need to understand that's an extremely strong possibility too.
Right. I really hope he stays with us and gives us that little, hometown discount. But but we don't know if he's gonna, give us that hometown discount, or if even Dennis Allen wants to go that route. There's so many questions, bro. It's just,
especially with Dennis Allen now. I don't know. I guess I don't want to say that because he was put into a fuck situation when he was with the Raiders. But
yes, he was.
If we can look at some of the things he did with the Raiders,
his passion, bro, speaks volumes. If you ever watch his mic'd up with the Raiders, his passion there was, even though they lost a lot, his passion was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he does because this isn't a bad situation. I don't want to base it solely off of what he did in Tampa because Yeah, the defense beat Tom Brady. He figured out Tom Brady's scheme, and he made him pay for it. But not every team in the NFL plays like that. Not every team throws it 50 times a game.
Right.
So, I feel like he's learned a lot under Sean Payton too. So, he's got to be an intelligent human being for Sean Payton to say, yes, he's probably the best candidate to, coach the New Orleans Saints.
Right.
It's just going to be a wild ride, really. So
right.
I don't know. Don't get too mad if you do see Jameis Winston sign with a team that's paying him big bucks and puts him in a really good situation because Jameis he's got a real strong arm and I'm sure he likes to fling that ball down the field.
Right.
So
who do you guys want to see as our quarterback come next year?
Who do I want to see?
Who's gonna start?
Tyrese, you can go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Hey, two questions. Who would be the? Okay. Who would you want being our starter, and who do you think would be realistically will be our starter?
Okay. Like selfishly, like I like to see Taysom be the QB so I can shut everybody up.
Right.
Just for my pride, my sand pride.
Oh yeah.
See how that would go. Fantasy wise, like knowing that we can win, like not worrying about all the other stuff on the side, like running through tree branches and all that. Russell Wilson, I think he'll give us the best chance to win. But realistically, that'll be hard because since Sean Payton retired, I can't predict what will happen.
Maybe get you on cook.
I just can't.
No cook. Oh.
But I like to see Taysom Hill be the QB just so I can shut the haters up, so I can make my don't push me. I'm gonna make that Taysom Hill video. Don't push me.
All right, what about you, Josh? Oh, I see.
Holy shit!
My son's crazy.
Yeah, I know. Drop kick that little motherfucker. Josh, what you got there?
Oh, I think he's having mic difficulties.
Yeah, I'm having mic difficulties too. So does that mean it could be me?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll have to go with who. All right. So what are the two questions now?
The two questions are who would you want as our starting quarterback, and who do you realistically see being our starting quarterback come next year?
Who do I want? I would love to see Taysom Hill go out there and prove people that he can be a starting quarterback. So I would love to see Taysom. But realistically, I feel like the Saints need a winner. And a guy who's ready to win now because he probably doesn't have a whole bunch of time left on his, on his football clock. So I would like to see Russell Wilson play quarterback realistically. So I don't know. I feel like Russell Wilson and Taysom Hill could have the same style. Obviously, one's perfected it and one's still kind of learning it.
Mm-hmm.
But I would that's what I could see happening. The reason why I say that is because for 15 years we watched Drew Brees stand in the pocket and deliver strikes to our wide receivers, but I feel like that's what Taysom or Wilson could provide. Just mobility to the team because all teams now are mobile. Everyone on the team is mobile. You can't think of a good quarterback nowadays if you don't see him, using his feet. Like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, even Matt Ryan takes off. So,
yeah, that's saying a lot.
Yeah,
it really is.
That is saying a lot. So what I don't want to see is the Saints be stubborn and try to stay with that same thing. You know, every team in the league is experimenting, and I'd like to see the Saints do the same thing. Either convince Russ to get out of Seattle and let him come here. All right, throw me the ball and I'll catch it. And okay, that's hit me in the face. Sorry about that.
Be careful, man.
Where was I? Either Russ or Taysom. Really, I could see it going either way because if they do start Taysom, I get the notion that they're not really worried about the season because they're gonna have to go through some type of rebuild, right?
Yeah, definitely. Full scale.
And the Saints are really loose on money. We're in cap hell, but we're not really because the GMs there they're goated. They know what they're doing.
Thanks.
So Jesus Christ, man. The need for a receiver, and I hate to say it, but all of Alvin Kamara's progress this last season was kind of doo-doo. I don't know. We need more compliments on the offense. We can praise the defense as much as we want, but our offense fucking sucks. I have to say, it really does. We need a burst everywhere on offense.
100%.
Michael Thomas, he's a really good wide receiver. All right, we all know that. In my opinion, he's the best receiver in the league if you get the ball to him. You can make an argument for Devontae Adams and Cooper Kupp, but you can't have that conversation without Michael Thomas after his record-breaking season.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The Saints could experiment. They could do what I want them to and make Taysom a halfback because who wants to try to stop Taysom Hill? It's not a fun game. You can ask the Giants about that. He broke, 7 tackles or some shit?
Yeah, that was insane.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm probably experimenting more in my head than the Saints will actually do.
Hey, right.
It's going to be weird, though. It's going to be really weird. I understand if Jameis doesn't want to sign back. I understand if the Saints don't want to start Taysom. I'd understand if they kept Trevor Siemian. But I would say get ready for some tough seasons ahead because it's really hard to rebound after you lose. You're starting QB and you're head coach of almost 20 years. So don't expect it to be peaches and cream all the time, even though the NFC has fallen apart basically because, Matt Ryan's still shitty. Carolina didn't know who their QB is, and neither does Tampa. So I don't know. That could also put us in a good boat because if everyone around us is garbage, maybe that it makes us look good,
right?
But we don't want to end up like the Cowboys. Oh yeah, we can beat everyone in our division, but we can't go out there and win a game. We don't want that. We don't want that at all.
No. See, the problem with the Cowboys is they can't beat anybody with a over 500 record now. Once a real big competition team comes involved, then you see what happens. They just become normal Cowboys. They fall apart. See, for me, dude, at quarterback, yeah, I agree with you guys. I think it'd be pretty cool to see Taysom shut up some haters. But I'm gonna be real. I would love to see what Russell Wilson can do with our team if we could trade for him. I mean, I'd be all for it. And I keep seeing this Jimmy Garoppolo, bro.
No.
Man, hey, let me tell you something about this.
Okay,
guy.
I'm listening.
Hey, bro, my girl's a Niners fan all season long. Don't get me wrong. Hey, I even stuck up for this guy, Jimmy G. I'm like, hey man, why are you so hard on this guy, man? Hey man, he's over here winning you guys games. And then I started paying attention.
To the games.
To the games, and she's all watch. Hey, my girl's pretty smart when it comes to football. She's all watch. In big moments, he'll throw an interception. I'm like, yeah, right. Hey, fourth quarter, bro. Big moment, like game-winning decision type play. Throws an interception. I'm like, damn, dude, she's right. Oh shit. So as much as Jimmy Garoppolo gets his hype that he's a winner. Okay, yes, I'll give him that. He can win in a regular season. Come playoffs, he could win. But like I said, big time games, big time moments, he fails. And that's not what I want as our quarterback. We need a winner. I got Russell Wilson. I even think if Jameis Winston, does sign with us, I'll be happy with that. I seen somebody say Kyle Murray in the chat, dude. If we could get Kyle Murray, that would be insane. That would change our dynamic at quarterback. That would probably be
significantly.
So that would be the rule that Sean Payton envisioned for Taysom Hill. But Kyle Murray, like somebody else was already saying, already perfected it with a different team. I could see that, but I really don't see that because Kyle Murray probably wants money, and I just don't see that. I think realistically, I think DA will try to get Jameis Winston back in the building, and if he can't pull that off, and Jameis Winston either says no or goes elsewhere, because that is a big if. Maybe he tries to pull a trade for a vet quarterback. I don't really. What's up?
Okay. So, where? All right. So I'm going to ask about this guy, right? You're all going to be like, you're all going to wonder why. But where's Trace McSorley at?
Hey,
that is a good question.
Is that guy from the Ravens?
Yeah.
The one that looked like Lamar Jackson #2 or whatever.
Yes, he was Lamar's #2 for a little bit, but I don't know. He's in the NFL now, and that's it's just a big change for him, and you can tell. But
he was actually looking decent when he was playing.
Yeah, he did look pretty decent. He really did.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, he did look pretty good.
They cut him and they let that Huntley guy play, but Huntley looks really good.
Oh yes, he looks super surprisingly good. Really, I feel like it's just all that time sitting down watching Lamar. He's getting to see these mistakes that Lamar makes, and he's like, "Oh well, when I get my chance to go out there, I don't do that." Because they have such a similar play style. It's incredible. They're
but
both
my thing with him
fast.
is looks good in the pocket though.
Can they sit in the pocket?
No, I was saying that Huntley looks good in the pocket.
Oh, yeah. I can agree with that. I really do.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna tell everyone now, be on the lookout for big name trades this season. Because Tom Brady, he's gone. All right. That's huge right there. I don't know. I feel like him leaving, it's like the last of an era. He was the last of, that I sit in the pocket and I deliver these balls on time to these really good receivers. All right. That era's like gone. Everyone's on the move now.
Right, because these offensive, you can't just trust your O-line anymore, man.
Right. You really
these defensive linemen are just getting bigger and better.
They're getting huge, and that guy, I think his name's Jordan Williams, that from Alabama, I think, or Georgia, I can't remember. But yeah, he's number 99. He's going to be in this year's draft. That dude is a beast.
Another thing is they're getting fast, way faster than a quarterback, right? Than what we did. You don't see Patrick Mahomes running some, a 5.2 40. Big ass defensive linemen are able to though. That's insane.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, bro. That's like stupid.
I'm telling you, we're gonna want a quarterback that's fast, that's accurate, and has a winning attitude. Whoever meets those qualifications in DA's eyes will be the starter for the New Orleans Saints this year. That's all there is to it. And Cesar Ruiz is gone. He will be.
Come on, man. You got to give him one more chance with the
Nah.
offensive line coordinator coming in.
I'm gonna say this, and excuse my French. Fuck that dude. He's garbage. he is so bad.
Hey, wait,
I'm
who?
sorry. I'm
Who?
sorry. Masked up for the language on the stream.
You're good, but hey, who'd you say is trash?
Cesar Ruiz.
Oh, come on, bro. I mean, the linebacker playing offensive line, you do not like that?
Oh, Lord.
I mean, he's a fullback, but he's trying, bro. I mean, he's trying. He doesn't know how to call out the, blitzes or nothing. But, hey, man, what do you expect out of a fullback playing, offensive line?
Well,
maybe that's the thing. Alvin Kamara goes down. Cesar Ruiz steps in, bro.
Steps up.
What's happening?
Hey, y'all playing? That may be a wrecking ball right there.
That might be Derek Henry 2.0. You better watch out.
Oh, that possibility.
Yeah, I mean, like, hey, Cesar Ruiz is still under that rookie contract, bro. We're screwed.
Oh, did they pick up his 5th year option?
Oh, wait, is it the 5th year?
I think it might be.
No, this is his 3rd year, I think.
Oh, it's his 3rd?
Yeah.
Well, he needs
this
to go
is last year then of his contract.
Someone
better
should
play
take
good.
it. I want a bonehead team like the Jags or something to be like, oh yeah, Cesar Ruiz good, and then like trade us like Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, you think we can get that trade?
Right.
Oh no,
Hey,
Doug,
guys,
Peterson not falling for that.
So Cam Jordan joking about the Saints quarterback situation on First Take. I don't know if our GM is looking, but I'm looking.
That's crazy that our players have no faith in the QBs that we got currently.
And they might not. That's the whole thing.
Right.
Those guys, they actually get to see what Jameis and Taysom do on a regular basis.
Facts.
Sean Payton got to see on a regular basis what those two could do, and he left.
He's all peace.
Goodbye.
So that should speak volumes to us fans. I know fans, they're in love with just the player, the guy they see on the field. And when, a questionable call happens, they don't relate it to the player playing bad. Oh, it's just, the damn referees.
Yeah, we have to get out of that mindset.
Yeah, that has to just be thrown out the window, really. People look at the game as fans, and they really shouldn't, especially now that the Saints are down bad. Wow, dude, I really don't even know what to say because there's not much to say until Dennis Allen starts making some moves.
Yeah,
I'd like to see Amari Cooper come to New Orleans if he could pull that off.
Yeah, bro, they got CeeDee Lamb, Amari. They not giving those
guys. Hey, wait. They might not have Cedric Wilson. He's going to be a free agent this year.
I thought Amari Cooper was going to be a free agent.
I'm not quite sure. I'll have to look. Here, let me look right now.
Like, I know there's Dak Prescott. He could fuck around and get traded. And Kyler Murray said he wants to go play for Dallas. Juju Smith-Schuster said he wants to go play for Dallas. I don't know. That's why I'm saying expect big trades, because a player's not always going to get what he wants, but I don't know. They're going to follow the money. Like both of you have said that on stream so far. It's true. You go where the money takes you.
Right, I mean, this
what would you do if you were getting millions of dollars, dude? I mean,
hey, we got a lot of players at wide receiver coming up. We got Allen Robinson, Chris Godwin, Devontae Adams, Will Fuller, Jamison Crowder, T.Y. Hilton, Juju, Emmanuel Sanders, A.J. Green. Oh no, I thought that was the other guy. Keelan Cole, Sammy Watkins, Mike Evans. I mean, Mike Williams, not Evans. Cedric Wilson.
Dude, I mean, all those names, and I would love to see any one of them playing.
Christian Kirk. Yeah, I mean, like Deshaun Jackson, Marquise Goodwin, Adam Humphries, Mohamed Sanu, like all these guys, even Odell Beckham Jr., but I see him re-signing with the Rams.
He might come to New Orleans.
But he might. Hey, you know who I've been looking into look at DJ Chark. I think we could pick him up for cheap. I think that dude has a lot of potential. I mean,
yeah, he sure does.
I'm not saying being our number one guy because we have our number one guy in Michael Thomas, but with DJ Chark alongside Michael Thomas, I think that would be a pretty good one too. To be honest,
Marquez Callaway thrown in there from time to time.
right?
Yeah, I really want to see progress out of him because he's shown us glimpses of what we need, everything we need in a number 2, but it's just not totally there yet. When he was playing with Taysom in one of those games this season, he was targeted 10 times, caught 6 balls, dropped 4. Don't ask me why I remember that statistic. It's not for any Taysom reason.
Getting targeted a lot with the.
Yeah, you sure see, and he could have a lot of promise. He really could.
I think he will too. Man.
I hope Traquan Smith is gone. Though. I hope
he's a free agent at
good.
He's a free agent, so
I think Dennis will keep him, man.
Him and Dante Harris. If it was me, Dennis Allen needs to look at that situation and keep Dante Harris, Hardy, whatever you want to call him. Because I mean, think about it, guys. I mean, would you rather have Traquan Smith, who's been in and out of the lineup and really hasn't shown us anything really spectacular, other than when Drew Brees was under center?
He's been hitting me.
Or
No, kid wants to play with you.
Go with Dante Adams, who's Dante Harris, who's been who's already been in our system. He looked pretty dominant this year. Like when he was in. Him and Jameis had a pretty good connection, and too bad we didn't get to see more of that.
Yeah, I'm ready for, I don't know, just a season to go steady, and I want to see continuity. Something the Saints are really, another thing they're really big on, continuity and culture.
Fact.
So I just want to see a consistent ride, whoever the Saints play next year, because I don't know, dude. I haven't seen like any more crazy news titles for the Saints after the Kamara thing, but
right.
I just don't know how. I don't see how it could get much worse, but I could see all the ways it could get better.
100%, dude. And I really hope
Saints aren't Jacksonville. They're not stupid. So I don't know. I don't know. But the thing is, the cap space, that's the only problem. So getting big name players to come play, that's going to be the hard part. But they make it happen. I'm sure they will.
I'm sure they will
figure it out.
Yeah, especially if they start going on a win streak. I expect them to lose maybe the first 2 games because it's almost a Saints ritual. Win the first one, lose the second one, and then determine your season. Because you have to know what losing feels like, and you have to know what winning feels like.
Yeah, I agree.
Bro, did y'all see that Black Adam? I know it's unrelated, but man, good God, The Rock looks awesome as Black Adam.
I haven't seen it yet. I should. Have you guys seen the Lightyear, Buzz Lightyear in his own movie?
Oh,
that
man.
looks freaking dope.
God,
they got a new movie coming out of Buzz Lightyear?
Yeah, in June. It's just called Lightyear, and it looks dope. Watch the preview.
And
it looks super
Trey,
dope.
Look, it's not like
Toy Story. It's
like an actual astronaut.
It's him. It's
space.
Buzz.
Oh shit!
So
it looks fire too.
I'm getting the the feeling that they'll make Woody.
That's what I was thinking too. It depends on how good this movie
even
does.
more dope.
Yeah, like a cowboy western.
Yes, that'd be so cool. That'd be so cool. I'm so serious. Hey, 01 masked up. You have to go watch those trailers. Disney's coming out with some bangers this year.
Facts. That's bro. That's why I'm trying to do this because I would like to do the Star Wars movies or TV shows.
Oh, and Obi-Wan is coming to Disney Plus too. Whenever
Yeah,
whenever that comes out, I feel like that'd be a good one to watch too.
dude. I think a lot of people are disappointed with the last show of Boba Fett, and I ain't
Oh
gonna lie,
yeah,
I
I've
was
heard.
too.
I haven't seen it yet, but I have heard that it was very disappointing.
Yeah, definitely watch it, but it was kind of stiffy iffy on there because they had the Mandalorian for the other two shows before that, and those were like on fire.
Jesus, man. I really want to know what is this?
Oh, I'm looking up this video that CD Deuce just posted on Twitter, my quarterback. And his kid's name is Kendrick Conley Jr. So I'm
My
watching that now.
quarterback, don't he have
Yeah.
like a
Oh,
You not
have you
talking about
guys
that?
seen the interviews that the Saints conducted with people at the Senior Bowl?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen those yet.
Sam
Oh my
Howell
gosh.
was one of them.
And they interviewed a quarterback. His name was like Carson Strong or something.
Oh yeah, Carson Strong too.
Yeah,
They interview him as well.
yeah, and dude, I went and watched his highlights.
He's got a good arm.
He really does.
All these QBs do, man.
He has an extremely good arm, and he's super accurate. I've seen him. Just a couple of the clips, dude. Looked like he launched the entire football field, man. That's some really good stuff. He was really accurate on it too.
Facts.
I don't know. The Saints could possibly. It is extremely possible that they would completely start over. It's another possibility.
That rebuild better be looking good, man. Like how the Rams are. You know, they trade one quarterback, they straight.
I don't know. Maybe the Saints need to have a couple losing seasons. You know, just for money reasons.
Oh, to revamp themselves for the future.
Yeah. That is a possible. That's another possibility. Tanking. But then again, you know,
I don't
sure
think
Dennis
our
Allen
defense
doesn't want to tank.
Right. I don't think our defense is going to allow us to.
That is
Nah,
a
they're
good
not.
point.
You're right.
That's an extremely good point.
You know, I'm not going to lie, because think about it, guys. Like, yes, we rag on Marcus Davenport, but when he's out there, the dude is
he's a monster.
He's a handful, dude. Nobody can throughout a full game, he will get a sack, or he will at least get to the quarterback one play. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to work that offensive line. Peyton Turner, every time he was on the field.
Cannot wait for him to come back. That is one guy I want to see
100%. And the funny thing is, isn't he even bigger than Marcus Davenport?
Yeah, he's freaking huge, dude. He's a big boy. He's a big boy.
Hey, so with that being said, like, in all reality, our defensive line is going to be pretty solid. We still got David O. We still got Cameron Jordan. I believe we still have that that dude from the Chiefs, Granderson. So, like, I think our offense or our defensive line will be pretty dominant again.
Yeah, there's certain aspects of the Saints team that I don't think will change anytime soon, and just because of the personnel they have on defense, you know, they're always going to be out there ready to play.
And I could see us re-signing Bradley Roby.
Yeah, that's depth right there, and he's a really good corner.
Right, but I mean, I don't
like him.
I don't see him taking over for Paulson Adebo, because I mean, my boy Paulson Adebo has just
he came out like he knew.
He came out balling, bro.
Yeah, he balled. He all season.
He came out like his 2018 season.
Like, it looked like he was still, you know, playing college ball. I mean, he was. There was like almost no jet lag from college to, you know, the pros for him. He knew what he was doing.
So in all reality, like, I would like a good defensive lineman, like Hicks from Chicago.
Bring him back. Yeah,
if we could bring him back on a cheap deal, I would love that move. I would love that move, man. And then I really want us to work on our offense in the draft. I want a couple wide receivers. I believe we can get a good wide receiver in the first round, whether that's Jameson Williams or whether that's Chris Olave or that other guy Garrett. I think Garrett Wilson and Traylon Burks are going to be gone by the time 18th pick comes. By the time our pick comes around. But I mean, I still believe there's going to be a lot of dominant wide receivers in this year's draft we can swoop up on.
Your turtles and fish.
Oh. Bro, you good?
Yeah, I just fell up the stairs.
Yo, I fell down the stairs before. Holy shit.
No, I fall down the stairs every morning. So, dude, I really hate my stairs, man. It's like they're out to get me or something.
I have to put a safety on you. For real.
Mom,
Yeah, you know what? 01, you're onto something here. I honestly don't want to see the Saints draft a single defensive player in the draft at all.
Good luck.
No.
Good luck with that.
And they better not draft another offensive lineman. Because if we get a Cesar Ruiz 2.0, I'm going to be upset.
Hey, there are a lot of good offensive line coming out of this year's draft, though. And not built like Cesar Ruiz. We're talking like 300 plus.
So what did Cesar Ruiz play when he was in college? Center for Michigan, and he was the number 1 center in college. So
yeah,
why
Sean
didn't
Payton do some harder stuff?
Yeah, why did Sean Payton say, "Hey, I'm gonna move you over to guard"?
And if you remember right, Eric McCoy played guard. So technically, they're playing out of position, both of them.
Yeah, why would they do that? Why would he?
I think what happened was, if you remember right, we lost. What was his name? We got him from Seattle with the trade with.
I know who you're talking about.
Max Unger. He took over for Max Unger. Eric McCoy did. He played stellar, and
Yeah,
he
was really
still is.
bad.
I mean, he's a badass center. So, I understand why they didn't pull him out of that position, but to draft a center and not play him as center was not that smart. I would have at least drafted an offensive lineman, not just a center. I would have actually drafted somebody that actually played the tackle position or guard position, that was versatile. Cesar Ruiz, maybe he's playing so bad because, for one, we got to look at a lot of the starting O-line position players were out. So that's a big thing as well. But maybe because he's playing out of position, that's another huge factor.
Well, I hope because this upcoming season is make it or break it for him because we got that new offensive line coach coming in. He was just at Alabama.
He's not going to mess
screwing
around.
up. Yep, exactly.
And I think he might have a big, even though he's just going to be focused on offensive line, I think that might be big because, that's his only focus as coach. And not only that, maybe he can talk Dennis Allen into drafting a dominant offensive lineman or picking one up in the free agent because there are a lot of free agent offensive linemen coming out of this year's draft.
Right. But I just hope we get a wide receiver with that first pick and, focus on fixing other spots later.
100%. I did a mock draft the other day. Matter of fact, and my mock draft, I'm not gonna lie, I went all out on my mock draft and picked 2 wide receivers. First and second round. First round, I picked, I believe Jameson Williams was the only one beside Chris Olave that was available in the simulation mock draft I did. Garrett Wilson, Traylon Burks, and others were picked. Second round, I went with George Pickens out of Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
The third pick, I went with an offensive lineman. that played interior offensive lineman, and then I went with a tackle. The next one, I think I went with a running back, and then I think one other player. I can't remember, to be honest, but I have it up. I think I went with like some just like backup, like safety or something. That was pretty good.
That's a spot that I think of a lot because I'm tired of seeing, memes and videos made about our safeties missing big time tackles.
You know who I'd like?
I can tell that struck a nerve with Tyree.
Hey, I would like.
Very no.
I know Tyrese don't like Marcus Williams, and I'm gonna say this.
He's inconsistent, man. Jesus Christ.
I'll give you that. He is inconsistent. Marcus Williams has pissed me off a lot in the season, due to a lot of big plays given up, and I hate seeing that. And that's happened since the ministerial miracle that the old Vikings try to throw in our face every year. That was because of Marcus Williams. I mean, that failed tackle that he could have took out Stephon Diggs by his leg and took him out like they did Godwin this year. But did he? No, he didn't.
And they had no goddamn timeouts, man.
Right, no timeouts, and man, this guy just let it go.
Yeah, it was just I don't know, something we just couldn't have.
Right. So
couldn't have done anything about.
So with that being said, if Marcus Williams, because don't get me wrong, we got to admit he is a good player. He does have bad moments that we can't overlook because they are memes. You know what I'm saying? Like they became memes, so we can't overlook all his negative. But all his positive still doesn't outweigh those negative moments in his career. So with that being said, if somebody does go out and pay him because he is a pretty good safety, I mean, he is a reliable guy, healthy, big, solid dude.
Fast.
So somebody, I mean, look, the Jets you never know. I mean, a team with the Jags, they got a lot of money. You never know. If they offered him a lot of money, he's going to be like, peace, I got the bag. Okay, well, what about Tyrann Mathieu? What if he wants? What if he? Hey, what if he wants to come home? He's a free agent this year. He always talks highly of New Orleans, always, in every one of his posts on Twitter. He's always given. He gave Sean Payton credit. Drew Brees. He even has a fundraiser in New Orleans because he played for LSU. I would love to see Tyrann Mathieu in a Saints uniform.
I would love to see Joe Burrow in a Saints uniform like he should have been.
Oh my God, Joe Burrow, bro.
Yes, I want to see the return of the number 9 jersey. I hope they don't retire Drew Brees' number.
Hey, guess who just joined the chat? OG Jerry.
Mr. Poor. What's good, gentlemen?
Jerry.
What's good,
What's up, good?
How you doing?
I'm here. It's Friday.
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody, y'all doing all right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
That's good, man. Like I said, I just not long got home, and I told you I was going to be on here about 20 minutes or so, and it only took me about a few minutes to get what I had to go get done, so I'm here.
All right, Jerry. Good to have you on here. So
Likewise.
Hey, I got a couple questions for you.
Yes, I'm waiting to hear Jerry's input, really.
Yeah, me too. I want to know your opinion on our head coaching with Dennis Allen, and I want to know your thoughts on who or you think will be our quarterback, or who do you want to be our quarterback coming next season?
Well, the first question on the Dennis Allen hiring from earlier this week as our new coach, I like it. I mean, because they've been talking about it for like the last couple of weeks, since Sean Payton stepped down for a while to be with his family and to refresh his memory and everything. So they said that Dennis Allen was the top priority. So I have to agree with that. But I know, but everybody was talking about getting that guy we had for like 8 hours. I'm still trying to put that in my head with Eric Bieniemy.
Right.
Because I thought he was going to be our next
I
head
really
coach.
wanted him.
But you never know but the Dennis Allen coaching for the New Orleans Saints, I like it. Everybody and I told this in these other Saints podcasts earlier this week, probably on Hooded Jube and with Big Q and the Sports Coma, TJ Jones and all them, everybody else. I said you're gonna have some mixed reactions. You're gonna have some that say they like the move, and you're gonna have some that say that they don't like the move. But overall, we got our guy. So, and right now that Dennis Allen is our new coach, he's already moving things around for this team.
Facts.
Yeah,
that's true. And hey, I like the move as well, Jerry. I agree with you. I like it because Dennis Allen knows our culture. I believe he brings passion to not only the defense, now the offense and the whole team.
It's the move that made the most sense.
Right. Hey, as much as and don't get me wrong, I think Eric would have fit well in with our team.
I would have liked to see Brian Flores even get a shot. Like, I don't know if that's a crime for me saying that, but I would have liked it because
hey, that's not a crime. The only thing I don't like about Brian Flores would be it's not even his lawsuit. Would be he's defensive minded, just like Dennis Allen. So that's the only reason I don't think it would make sense unless Dennis Allen went elsewhere. But hey, that's the only reason I think Brian Flores would be a dominant head coach if Dennis Allen went elsewhere and Brian Flores became our head coach. I wouldn't mind that pick at all. And I think Eric was a really good pick. I mean, he spent 8 hours. I really had a feeling he was going to be our. I really had a feeling he was going to be our coach.
What did you do for 8 hours? I mean,
I mean,
8 hours of sleep at night. I mean, that's great, but 8 hours for that's like taking up the whole day, like that's the whole half of the day or something like that.
That tells me he was showing everyone what his vision would be if he became the coach.
And it's good that they listened.
Right, it's good that they listened, but even if we could bring it, I mean, I don't see it
happening. Ideas, bro.
Right. It's just an idea. It'd be badass if Dennis Allen can convince Eric to come in as our offensive coordinator.
I don't think Carmichael is coming back.
That I'll take.
I would take that 100%.
OC is our offensive coordinator. Hey, I got no issue with that.
No,
because he can like you do up there in Kansas City. Hey, I wouldn't mind if he come down here and revive this Saints offense that been struggling like hell.
Hey, I wonder
what I think they say they might. I think they signed a couple more signings. I think on the wide receiver side, and I think the running back side. I have to take a look at that. I think they did that. I don't know if they did it earlier today or they did it Thursday, but I'm not sure. But I think they just signed I think a wide receivers coach, because I think I know they let Curtis Johnson go. So
So what all right, so I is it cool if I just kind of give my take on the Sean Payton era?
Go ahead, dude.
All right, so came in what 2005, and Drew Brees came in 2006. They had a really good first season together, and they had all these seasons where Drew Brees was throwing, these astronomical numbers that only got beat by one person. I thought they both
came in at the same year. I thought it was like 2006 when they came in. I think they came in at the same time. Well, not the same time.
See, I thought Sean Payton was with another quarterback before Drew Brees. I thought it was just some nobody, and then
because I remember Sean Payton, I think, signing with the team. I think in January of 2006, and I think 2 months later, Drew Brees came in. I know because he came in March.
All right. I'll take Jerry's word for it then.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, still, that's besides the point. What I'm trying to get at is, he had Drew Brees throwing these astronomical numbers, and like through the years, they just, that decline happened where he was throwing less, and it's like he became from offensive minded to defensive minded.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone refers to Sean Payton as this, offensive guru minded coach.
Right.
But, it may be, just the players he's had this year, but I didn't see any of that. And I don't think I saw, a whole bunch of it last year either.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to get at is, Sean Payton became, in my opinion, very passive, and that's what I don't want Dennis Allen to do. I don't want him to be passive. I want him to, realize that this team is his, and he's not, just some substitute filling in for someone else.
Right.
I really just the Sean Payton era, I'm actually kind of glad it ended in a way, because after this season, you could just kind of tell that he was done. He didn't seem like he didn't want to be there anymore after this season.
Right.
Like he was almost relieved that he didn't have to coach the Saints, because the last 5 years, 2 or 3 of them, he's been snubbed or cheated out of Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it's just putting him to rest, and maybe Dennis Allen. I don't know. Maybe he's obviously recommending him because he sees something, that he saw beforehand.
Right.
So yeah, I'm really just excited to see what Dennis Allen really does. If he can get some really really good players to coach. Well, not to coach, but to play for the Saints. I expect the defense not to change, but I want to see what he does with the offensive side of the ball. I really do. I want to see Drew Brees at the end of his career. He wasn't throwing the ball very much, and if it wasn't even past the first down marker. And not a whole lot of teams can win games doing that.
Right.
I just expect to see a whole new different offense. I don't want to see the dink and dunks down the field anymore, which some people might. It's a good way. It's a good strategy. If that's your quarterback, then that's your quarterback. Mac Jones. But Jerry, I really want to know what you want to see this coming up year for the offense under Dennis Allen. You're the OG here.
Well, I just want to see Dennis Allen at his best. I mean, I know he's been the defensive coordinator for the Saints for quite a while, for like almost 20 years. I know he spent a few as a head coach with the Raiders until he decided to come back home. But I think with Dennis Allen's first year as the new head coach for the Saints, he's already, like I say, he's already hiring some guys to get the wide receivers back to where they need to be, because last year we've been struggling with these wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
And of course we already know about the Michael Thomas injury. We already know about that. So
It's my little dude.
Yeah, he getting a piece of the action too. tell him Mark said that.
You hear that, bud?
But yeah, just trying to get this offense, to get the offensive line back where they need to be. You know what I'm saying? Being as dominant that they were in the past. You know, with the the running backs, wide receivers, tight ends. I mean, look, the whole entire offense. Let me just say it that way. And they just need to get back to they just need to get back to their P's and Q's on doing that. But the defense, you ain't got to worry about the defense. They got that locked because you saw what they did last year. So
facts.
I don't have no Q&As about the defense. So I'm just concerned about the offense.
Right. So do you think Dennis Allen is going to do you think he is going to call offensive plays whenever the season starts?
I believe he'll call the offensive plays. I know. I mean, he does well calling defensive plays. I want to see him call offensive plays now that he's the coach. Because somebody else can take that role as the defensive coordinator. I'm pretty much leaning on Chris Bashard since he's been doing well with the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he can do this. I mean, he can do the secondary and defensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, with Allen as the new coach.
And the Saints are interviewing Cowboys wide receivers coach Robert Prince for their
that's
offensive
something we
coordinator job.
desperately need, man.
That's what I was
Look
talking
how
about.
they got their receivers, man.
Exactly, and he's interviewing today for the offensive coordinator job. So that's something to watch as well. Another offensive line, wide receivers coach coming in maybe as an offensive coordinator. That might be good to get. And another thing, we did fire our strength and conditioning coach, and in my opinion, that's good. Let's get somebody new in there. Let's get somebody new that's
I feel like that's well needed. Because
100%.
when I hear Cam Jordan, I expect to see him at peak physicalness. I mean, look at these other defensive ends like Myles Garrett. That dude is ginormous, and he can really get after the quarterback. Him alone on the defensive line is almost everything you need to get under, to have the quarterback's attention, in my opinion. If we can get, I don't want to sit there and say if we can get Cam Jordan on, Myles Garrett like level. I'm not telling him to, become the next Myles Garrett, but
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like there's a whole lot of these really good defensive ends like Myles Garrett, and I know Aaron Donald he's not an end, but he's on the defensive line.
Oh, bruh.
But then there's Cam Jordan. I wish I could find a better way of putting that, but he's probably not the first pick whenever you're say if you're putting together your fantasy or something. Cam Jordan's probably not going to be your first pick. There's a lot of really good other guys out there, so
right.
I feel like he needs a change anyway, because I see how this season, how he did really good at the very end of the season. If he would have had, 3 or 4 sacks in a game, at the very beginning of the season, or, I'm not saying that he should have, but if he did, maybe that could have, just significantly changed how the season ended in a way. But yeah, strength and conditioning, I feel like that's something the Saints could probably use, because I don't know.
And I think Michael Thomas is looking at that as well. That's a big factor. Strength and conditioning coaches play a big role in keeping them healthy all season.
Yeah.
And if you notice, we've been hit with injury this season.
Hard.
The season before that,
real
we were
hard
hit with injury.
So there's obviously something wrong going on in that.
So there needs to be a change. There needs to be a new perspective mindset come into the New Orleans Saints with a different strength and conditioning mindset than the one we previously had. And I want one that's all about, strictly strength and conditioning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I'm tired of seeing Cam Jordan, lose these battles against these linemen. I mean, I really do. It makes me mad to see it. All this hype over his name, and I watch him make one move on a lineman, and it's done after that. And he doesn't try to pursue. The play's over for him. I don't want to see that. I know he has love for the game, and I want to see him actually, play it. And maybe that's what he needs. Probably needs a harder workout or something.
Yeah. And for me, I think a new wide receivers coach is as long as Chris Johnson's been part of the Saints organization for a while now. Hey, let's be honest, guys. What I got one question for you, Jerry. Since we've had Curtis Johnson at wide receivers coach, what wide receiver has he developed to be, a dominant wide receiver in the league? Besides,
you could have asked me that.
Besides Michael Thomas,
none.
Okay, What about you, Jerry?
I'd agree with you. None.
Exactly. So with that be,
one.
Exactly. So
I mean, seriously, he's
none. Hey, bro. Hey, you know what? I really wish we would call up Lance Moore, Keyshawn Johnson, and even a Chad Ojocinco,
Devery Henderson,
all these top name wide receivers.
Marcus Colston, can't forget him.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Marcus
Quiet
Colston.
Storm. Yeah, definitely can't forget him.
Exactly. We got all these wide receivers we can look at that the Saints look at as legends in the Saints history. Why don't we go target one of those wide receivers to just strictly come in as wide receiver coach? Just strictly come in to train these wide receivers' footwork. Hey, that's why I said Chad Johnson. Just because
I'm really surprised that Marcus Colston or Lance Moore haven't jumped on the opportunity
100%
for something like that.
Especially Lance Moore. He's really involved in the New Orleans community.
Mm-hmm.
I could really see that one popping off. If he came, that would be amazing. I mean, think about it. Our wide receivers room would probably get a lot more heat with Lance Moore. I mean, we need a good wide receivers coach because our wide receivers are just not. And don't get me wrong,
I'm gonna put it blunt for you. Our wide receivers are garbage.
Right, but
you got that right.
Yeah. Hey, I'll admit it. Our wide receivers, right, as of now, are garbage. But I see potential in Galloway. I see potential. I see potential in Harris.
Yes.
And hey, as much as I hate to say it, we're gonna see Traquan Smith leave and go elsewhere, and he's probably gonna have a stellar season elsewhere. Not with us, but somewhere else. And with that being said, I believe our wide receiver core looks horrible because they're not getting coached up right by the wide receiver coach. And that starts with them. Like the wide receiver coach is just basically like, oh yeah, well you go run this route and go run fast and just try to catch the ball. Like I mean, right. Hey, we need somebody with and we need somebody that's like all about it, dude. We need like a dog mentality at coach, bro. Like a Chris Richard is the perfect explanation. Did you see how he changed around our defensive back room? If we can get a coach like him come in for our wide receivers room and turn it around like Chris Richards did to our defensive back room, I mean, we'd be set.
Yep.
I'm just really excited, to be honest, guys.
I hear you. That was a really, 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 really good point. I feel like.
Yeah. Somebody. And I hope that wide receiver coach the Saints are interviewing will hopefully wake up this wide receiver core that's been struggling like crazy.
Exactly.
So if they bring them in and do that, man, it's gonna be like a revival all over again for the Saints. They need wide receivers that need to wake up and start catching the ball.
Yeah, exactly. And their footwork. I don't know what all these wide receivers need to do, but I loved it last year when all the wide receivers went out and played with Jameis Winston this offseason. Okay, hey, that's nice to establish a good connection. But what the wide receivers need to do this year is, they need to go get in with Chad Ochocinco's, school of footwork, because their footwork is not where it needs to be. None of our wide receivers have that quick burst straight up off the line to go actually. I mean, yes, Dante Harris does, but none of them has, like, if you look at Michael Thomas's route running compared to any other wide receiver on our team, of course,
impeccable.
It's just insane the amount of difference that Michael Thomas has. Even coming off of injury, I expect him to show up and show out way better than any wide receiver on our team. So with that being said, maybe Michael Thomas needs to be training with these other wide receivers and teaching them his mentality of how he goes about every rep. Because if you remember when Drew Brees talked about Michael Thomas, he always talked so highly about Michael Thomas takes every rep like a Super Bowl rep, practice like it's a Super Bowl game. That's the type of mentality all these wide receivers need to have. And as much as I love Galloway, man, he doesn't have – I mean, he's a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? He's not that dog, that like CD Deuce. CD Deuce is that dog, that crazy guy that's out there.
He's out
that
there.
Doesn't give a fuck.
He's setting the tone for
he sets the tone. Exactly, just like Michael
about
Thomas.
to
And
right.
And another thing about the most memorable moment I'll ever cherish.
Oh, hell yeah, I already know.
Y'all know what I'm talking about. When CD Deuce was staring up at Tom Brady's face.
Man, that was the best moment. Almost the best moment in Saints history. I'm not even gonna lie.
Epic.
Right behind the Super Bowl, bro. Right behind the Super Bowl. That has got to be.
Nobody can top that.
Yeah. No, bro, nobody. And dude, with that being said, we need that type of energy with
everywhere.
CD everywhere on the offense. Yes, Michael Thomas has that, but we need another guy. You know what I'm saying? We need another wide receiver. And if you guys look into this year's draft, if we can score George Pickens at number 2, guys, he's got that. That's what that kid has. He's got the CD Deuce type energy, bro. He's getting in people's faces. He's catching the ball on with like crazy ball skills, like his route running is something to watch. But he did suffer an ACL early in the season last year. So his stats don't look great. But the kid is a dog, and I want that type of mentality in our wide receivers room. And we need that really bad this coming season. We need besides Michael Thomas, you know what I mean? Like, Michael Thomas is going to be that bully. He's going to be our number 1. But we need somebody to complement him. That's another type of,
Yeah, to prove your point with the strength and not the wide receivers coaching. All right, so you can have Michael Thomas on that field, but I mean, even if he's on that field and say, whoever the hell is working with these wide receivers, you put Marcus Callaway out there on a route and he runs that route perfectly or almost perfectly, but doesn't come up with the catch, we got to start looking at the actual performance level of, what we already have.
Right.
And see if it's worth it to keep them around or to look for new. I don't know. I feel like that's just the tricky situation that the Saints are in because
100%
of how many changes are just going on now. So I don't know. I feel like it should be this season should be a giant evaluation process.
Right.
While still trying our hardest because that's just the game of football.
Hey, that's true. And I would really like us to, about the wide receiver room. There's so many free agents this year. As much,
there's
and there's a lot of free agents that might want a lot of money. So like maybe the top 5 big name guys will just take off the board automatically and just go for somebody cheaper.
out of all of them, someone's gonna ask for a reasonable price, and
like
someone's gonna want to sign.
I think DJ Chark. I think he's gonna want a cheap deal. I mean, the Saints, that would be nice. Even a Sammy Watkins, I don't think he's like. Yes,
Sammy. Emmanuel Sanders could come back.
Right, I think Sammy Watkins got a big name, but not big enough name to want that huge fat bag.
Dude is so blazing fast, man. He's incredibly quick.
So if we can get somebody like a Sammy Watkins, a DJ Chark, both those guys are speedsters. They're fast. They can run routes. I mean, think about it. DJ Chark had never had a chance. I mean, he's playing with a rookie quarterback. They played with Urban Meyer as their coach, and the guy still had a decent season with no O-line. The Jags are
he had over 1,000 yards, didn't he?
He had over 1,000 yards as a Jags wide receiver. So that says a lot. Like, we got to look in depth into that. And if you look at that, plus he's not like a super high name. So maybe the Saints can sweet talk him into a deal. Hey, dude, we're gonna have you're gonna play next to Michael Thomas, bro. Like, to me, I would really love to see it. DJ come in and be a second Sammy Watkins, somebody that we can get on a cheap deal. Maybe even an Allen Robinson. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if he wants a fat bag or not. I really don't know. But I mean, if we can get one of a pretty decent name free agent wide receiver and go in this year's draft and kill it, and get maybe a Jamison Williams or a Chris Oslav, like one of those guys, like, man, I'd be so stoked for next year. But then we got to look at who's going to be our quarterback as well. And we're kind of back to square one with
right back
question
to
marks.
one.
So
all right, so I know this is really off topic. But I don't know. When you said quarterback, it just popped into my head. I was talking to a really, really, really diluted and delusional Patriots fan.
Uh-oh.
And this man, oh my God, he said, "Well, we all know Tom Brady's the GOAT because he did it with no receivers all the time, and he won 6 rings with no receivers." And I almost lost a brain cell or two, maybe. I was like, oh, so Randy Moss and Danny Amendola and Wes Welker and Rob Gronkowski, Aaron Hernandez, all those guys just didn't exist, I'm gonna say. And then he proceeded to tell me why he thought Tom Brady was the GOAT. And it was just, oh my God, dude, he needed to go to a mental facility or something. I don't know. I just hope the Saints don't turn into one of those franchises ever again or ever.
Right. And as much as a lot of Saints fans, wanted someone else as their coach and stuff like that, I really believe DA as our coach. Like I said earlier, he brings think about it. When he's our defensive coach and he's running our defense,
he's on fire.
He's on fire. He's bringing that passion. So he's bringing that energy
to the whole team. And I feel like that's something Sean Payton was lacking.
That's exactly what I was getting at.
He was lacking that fire.
100%.
He was lacking that intensity to, scare an actual football team, because, sometimes back in the day, I felt like, some of these teams were terrified to play the New Orleans Saints because they're one of the most winningest teams since I can't remember what year it is, but what other team consistently went like 13-3 and 12-4. The Saints did that so many times, and each one of those seasons ended up in heartbreak. But not to take away from those those seasons, those are really, really, really good seasons. They all should have ended up with Super Bowl wins with the Lombardi Trophy, but that's the unfortunate reality. That didn't happen. But I feel like that's what took that Sean Payton's his fire away, because it's like, wow, I could have went 4 years in a row. Drew Brees could have been Tom Brady. And I feel like he might have felt that a little too much, and this last season he just couldn't take it no more. That's really got to be heartbreaking, truly, because Sean Payton, Drew Brees was Sean Payton's golden boy. He made the reason why Sean Payton is who he is because Drew Brees was out there doing his work.
Yeah, that's true, man. He really was. He was out there working his ass off, and like you said just a minute ago, Sean Payton was lacking that energy. I mean, I feel like this year, and he said it in his press conference. He wasn't in it. His heart wasn't in it, and you seen that. His heart was in it when Drew Brees was.
Yeah.
When Drew Brees was in, he was all about it. Him and Drew Brees was that little duo. The Sean Payton, Drew Brees era. They had that. They knew they pretty much can almost, like finish each other's sentences. That's how much they knew each other. So when Drew Brees retired, I kind of felt like it kind of crushed Sean Payton in a way.
Yeah, you could tell. Oh my God, you could tell.
Yeah. Even when he set Jameis Winston as our starting quarterback, he still didn't have faith in him. I don't believe.
No,
he still had the training. No, he still had the training wheels on. He wasn't and his heart wasn't in it like it was with Drew Brees, and we can't really hate on him for that 15, 16 years he was with Drew Brees. They played together, they knew each other, they built that connection, they built that trust. So with that being said, we watched Sean Payton just kind of lose his heart in the game of football, and maybe that's why he stepped down to go find it again. Because he wants to coach. He's got the passion to coach. He just needs to find that the passion in his heart to coach again.
I understand why he, I understand why.
And I understand, because think about it. Every game he knows that it's going to be either one bad call, guaranteed, and he knows that. He knows the refs are never on our side. Hey, I'm not saying, hey, we want the refs on our side, because no, we don't. We just want a fair game where the refs doesn't just pinpoint us as a as a most penalized team, like during the game, which sucks, and it is. I mean, it'll be like our 5 penalties to maybe the other team's 1, and that's
and that paints the story of the entire game.
100%.
It can be calls that shouldn't be calls.
Right.
I don't know. Back in the day, like, you remember Des Bryant's jump ball?
Oh yeah.
I feel like that was passing interference. Turns out it wasn't even a catch.
Right.
So, man, it's certain things like that I feel like kills, these people's desire to even play the game.
Right, and those heartbreaks in the playoffs, those got to take a toll.
Certain players, they say that games aren't decided on the field, which I kind of still do believe about the NFL. So I just don't. I mean, when you think about it, being a Saints fan, the biggest snub has been what to you, 01?
What's that? Did you say?
The biggest playoff snub has been what to you?
The biggest playoff snub?
Yeah, the ways the Saints have been booted out of the playoffs, or had the Super Bowl just ripped away from them. What's the one play for you that comes to mind?
The one huge play that comes to me, and a lot of people might hate on it for it, but it's going to be the Rams game. And for me, that shows a lot, because okay, a lot of people say, well, the Rams game, you guys got the ball back and he threw an interception, blah blah blah. Okay, wait a second.
That's not, but yeah, all that happened. But
okay,
this is passing interference.
Okay, right. Okay. If that flag was called, we would have ran the clock out. There would have been no overtime.
Right.
Will Lutz would have been right there to kick the game. No. I believe we were still ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were.
So therefore, we would have won the game. And, there would have been no overtime for Drew Brees to throw an interception.
Mm-hmm.
So that conversation would have been voided out. So therefore, we're back to, that one huge major play. And to me, man, it stands out so big because that was a game decision right there. I mean, that was a game decision play.
That was a game ending. Yep.
By the refs. And now, okay, as much as I want to hate on the okay, guys, the 49ers game this year versus the Rams. If you guys look back at that game, it looked like a horrible game with the 49ers playing. It looked horrible, right? If you go back, look at the highlights, looked like the Rams just dominate them all game. Well, hey, dude, this is what I got to say about it. I watched that game. How many penalties were called on the Rams? I'm just asking because every huge playoff game with the Rams, something weird happens. Okay. This season, I mean, a couple seasons ago, it was the no call, which eventually kicked us out of the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Now we have, don't get me wrong. Yes, the Niners did throw an interception. They did lose horribly or whatever, but we got to look at the facts, dude. In that game-winning drive, when the 49ers were coming back against the Rams, they started looking good. They were coming back before Jimmy G threw that interception. The Rams got the ball. They were driving down the field. I counted it, guys. 4 times. Even the announcers, Troy Aikman and Joe Buck, that we hate the most, they even said something about it. They're all, wonder why they haven't thrown a penalty yet. That's the 3rd time I've counted. Troy Aikman said this. That's the 3rd time I counted that the clock ran out of time. I'm not making excuses for the Niners. I'm just saying the Rams ran out of time on the game-winning drive 3 different times that the announcers caught. That they caught. You seen it. It was all 0-0, 1-2. Like it was like negative seconds. It was pass. You know what I mean? And then they hiked the ball, and they got the ball out, and they eventually scored, and they won the game.
So I have to ask you a question.
What's going
on? Do you study dramatia?
No, I do not.
Well, I know that this is a live sports, live streaming channel. This is your channel, right?
Right.
But I feel like you would find, all right. So this guy, his name is Gematria Effect Sports, and he breaks it down. He's literally called every single playoff game. He's called every single one of them. And this year is the year of the Tiger. And
oh shit, I see what you're saying.
Joe Burrow and the Bengals are about to play.
See, you know what? And hey, with you saying that, I wish Jerry was on here right now. I know he's out there eating. If you're still up in the chat and you're still watching, Jerry, go ahead and comment on this. Jerry did say a couple weeks ago, do not be surprised. If you guys remember 2018, 2019 season, when Michael Thomas balled out, so did the LSU Joe Burrow, Chase, Jamar Chase, and etc. Their team. If you remember, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase was holding up that trophy and the LSU championship. And Jerry did say, don't be surprised if it happens again. But this time, of course, in the NFL, under the Bengals organization, but the same type of pitcher. If you've noticed, a lot of the things that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase did in college,
they're doing it now.
Yeah, like their highlights, same play, bro. I believe Joe Burrow came up to his coach and was like, dude, these are the plays we used in LSU. Now that we got Jamar Chase and a couple other people that played with me at LSU, please let us
Let's do it
incorporate.
now. Let's
incorporate these plays that Jamar Chase knows so well and we're comfortable with. And you've seen it throughout the season. They implemented them. I'm not saying that Joe Burrow, took over the playbook and was like, oh, we're doing all these. I'm thinking he just went to the coach and was like, hey, can we implement a couple plays from LSU to this team so we can strive even further, than just your playbook? This will open it up. And I believe, Zach Taylor as their head coach was like, you know what? That is a brilliant idea. Look what Tom Brady did with the Bucks. Bruce Arians was throwing his playbook together. Then Tom Brady's like, no. We do it a little different, And then you seen what happened. Tom Brady brought a lot of the Patriots offense to the Buccaneers. Same type of playbook. So now we're seeing it again. And like Jerry said, don't be surprised if we see Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow holding up that trophy, taking another picture, just like they did in LSU. And I believe that, man. I really do.
I'm so tempted. I want to send you this guy's channel because he had a lot to say about Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and a whole lot of stuff. I don't know. The way this guy explains it on his channel
breaks it down,
He breaks it down so well. I mean, shit. If I can understand it, anyone can.
Right. Yeah, exactly. No, I feel you on that, bro. Like, I wish I could break down shit like other people and expand my vocabulary. But, I'm not that, educated, to do that. But, I do got to say, hey, man, I have followed Joe Burrow since he's been at LSU, man. And I got to admit, dude, if the Saints could have pulled the trigger on that guy, I would have been so happy because not only does Joe Burrow wear number 9 because he idolizes Drew Brees.
Mm-hmm.
He implemented Drew Brees' game throughout his career because that's who he idolized. That's who he watched. He wanted to be just like him. He watched the New Orleans Saints and was a fan of the New Orleans Saints because of Drew Brees. That says a lot, bro. I mean, could you imagine? He even said before he got drafted, he goes, my dream scenario would be getting drafted by the New Orleans Saints and becoming their quarterback. To me, I mean, of course, that's a dream scenario,
for almost anybody,
for almost anybody
to sit behind Drew.
Exactly, but that's never going to happen because you see what's happening right now with Joe Burrow. He is literally doing the exact replica almost of Drew Brees. I mean, he's going to a city that nobody really cared about. It's the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, everybody talks down at them. Now, all of a sudden, they're in a Super Bowl. Second year with him being under center. And
yeah, dude. My city's going to be so loud, bro. Living in Cincinnati's crazy.
You even live there, too.
Yeah, dude.
See,
it's going to blow up on Sunday. I'm going to tell you that.
Exactly.
If the Bengals lose, I'm going to tell you Cincinnati's going to go ape shit. And 100%. Probably there's going to be a lot of people dying.
All I see is this right now, bro. This is one of those teams where you haven't seen be in the Super Bowl or
40 years.
40 years. So with that being said, that was just like the Chiefs. Man, I'll tell you this. I haven't seen so many Chiefs fans since all of a sudden they won the Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes. And now all of a sudden, I go around town and I see, Chiefs jerseys and Chiefs stickers on people's cars. And it's like, what the heck? I've never seen that before. Same with Seattle Seahawks, dude. All of a sudden, you see that around.
Dude.
You see the Rams. Back in the day, you only seen like a couple of the older folks have, like the Rams jerseys and them supporting the Rams. Now you're seeing like all these people. Now all of a sudden we're gonna start seeing Bengals. Hey, I'm not hating. I'm just saying it's just
if you start seeing Bengals jerseys and Bengal, gear wherever
you already know.
You're in California, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. If you start seeing it out there, you have to tell me because that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. I'll let you know because like me, bro, being a Saints fan, when I see another Saints fan, dude, I get stoked.
Oh yeah.
I get super excited. I'm like, hey, what's up?
Shoot, I never thought I would meet any of you guys, dude. I was just an angry Saints fan in a comment section.
Hey, Just comment. Yeah, me too, dude. I was always going on people's. Well, I remember when nobody had a Saints live.
Right.
Nobody had a YouTube Saint, and then I seen I think the first person was either Ross Jackson or Nas. One of those two guys.
Oh, Nas, yeah. I remember when he first started, dude.
Yeah, me too. I was one of I was one of like the first subscribers, man. I wasn't the first subscriber, but
when he first started, I was in basic training. So
oh hell yeah.
Yeah, I think his dad might have been like my drill sergeant. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I was on Fort Benning, and he was sitting there talking about it, and I was like, "Hold on, what? You're in Georgia?" And he was like, "Yeah, dude, my dad's a drill sergeant on Fort Benning." I'm like, "Whoa, that's crazy." So yeah, that's how I ended up meeting Nas. That's pretty cool. It's been years though. I haven't really commented on his channel or anything. I think he's in basic training actually.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. He left the basic training, I believe. He should have been.
Yeah, he'll be done soon. It's like a how long is it, dude? I was there for some months, so he'll like it though.
Yeah,
Good
that's
money
good.
and everything. Plus, he'll be able to go to every Saints game he wants to.
Right. Hey, that's a career
on the sideline at that.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked for him. That's a career for him, man. To be honest, dude, I'm just excited for this draft. I just really hope it hurries up. I really want some. I'm really excited to see. I mean, we're watching Dennis Allen start to make moves already, so I'm pretty excited to see what type of moves he wants to make during the, free agency, during the draft. I've been really optimistic of if he goes all out on offense or what does he initially do, because I kind of have a feeling he will re-sign Marcus Williams and try to keep everybody on our defense, because I mean, why wouldn't we? Because we have a dominant defense.
Mm-hmm.
And if Marcus Williams ain't wanting too much, I could see Dennis Allen trying to talk him into staying. With that being said, if Marcus Williams doesn't stay, I could see us trying to make a push for Tyrann Mathieu. He's already an established guy from LSU, from New Orleans. I think that would be a pretty good fit. I really want us to sign Marcus Williams because he does know our defense. I mean, I think he's still got a lot of potential. Yes, we do hate on him for his missed plays. A lot of
like you said, his negatives his positives do not counteract the negatives at all. Just because the stage those negatives happened on, even though they're entirely accidental. He could have gotten that tackle in the Minneapolis Miracle. What else? He's done a couple other just dumb things, but it's just so, I don't know.
The 49ers game when he let that running back run for like 65 yards on him. And it's like he hesitated. That's his problem. He hesitates, bro. Don't get me wrong. He's a sure tackler. When he actually just like Lattimore told him, be a dog, bro.
Yeah.
You have that dog mentality. You have that size. Marcus Williams is a beast. He's, if you look at him, he almost looks like a low-key linebacker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a big,
physical dude.
Super tall. He's super tall. He's like,
yeah. So with that being said, Marcus Williams and Malcolm Jenkins have told him, come down and just be harsh. Don't care about the penalty. You're going to get a penalty thrown on you. You play for the New Orleans Saints. It's bound to happen. Don't be scared. Go for it. That's the only advice I could really give Marcus Williams is just, I don't want him to go out there and play dirty. That's not my thing. I want him to go out there and be more physical. Don't hesitate. That is his major issues on those big plays that he misses. He hesitates.
Just go and don't take the chance.
Exactly. That hesitation gets you on a meme that we can't overlook. So with that being said, Marcus Williams, man, all he needs to do is take that hesitation out of his gameplay and just go for it. And I think like I said, he's going to be really dominant. But if he doesn't sign with us, of course, he's going to go elsewhere and he's going to ball out with them, just like Trey Hendrickson. It sucks to say that because, I mean, I do see that happening too.
I feel like we could have gotten Trey to stick around.
I do too. 100%.
We really could have, but he's balling right now. So,
dude, he had so many sacks this year. I think he was like
probably second, right behind TJ.
Yeah, right behind TJ and shit, dude. Like, man, second in line, bro. Like,
I'm just waiting for, Cam Jordan's been in the league almost 12 seasons now.
Right.
I'm waiting for him to be literally in the top 3 of that conversation. I want to see him lead.
And I think that's next year.
It could be. It could be. They pissed off his coach left him, man.
I think that's honestly, as I much hate to say it, I think that's almost what we needed.
Yeah, like a little motivator.
Because if you notice when he got COVID or whatever and he was out that one game, he came back madder than two motherfuckers. Like, I was like, man.
What do you want, Daddy? What do you want?
Go get your baba. Actually, get that water. It's right there. Get you some water.
But yeah, I just hate watching players go to a different team.
Ball out.
Just ball. Exactly.
Especially once, they were balling with us, and it is really hard to see, like Von Bell and, Trey and
and then all right.
Sheldon's not really balling out, but it really does suck to see those guys go, and depending on where they go, they're in a really good situation or a really bad one. So I don't know. But like you said, I'm really ready for the draft. I'm really ready to see who the hell we go out and get. I want to see what Dennis Allen's going to do with the offense. And I know Jerry said that he thinks Dennis would, he'd be calling the plays. But Sean Payton, in my opinion, he is very stubborn with play calling. I feel like he didn't get advice on what play to call. He went out and he called that play.
100%.
My thing is, in his first season, I don't know if Dennis Allen should be doing that. I feel like he probably should take some advice from whoever's in his ear.
Thanks.
And that's just, I don't know, maybe a precautionary measure. He's also, he has experience doing it himself. He's won 8 games before as a head coach. That accounts for something. If you're in the NFL, you deserve to be there, I guess.
Right. And I believe, didn't we fire our running backs coach too, or just the offensive line guy?
I'm not sure.
I'm not quite sure, but if we did fire our running back coach, I think we should bring in Deuce McAllister as our running back coach. Yes. I'm not saying as an offensive coach, just as a running back coach. I think his dominant presence would help evolve our run game.
Because this year has been Alvin Kamara's absolute worst year as New Orleans Saints running back.
Yes, in the run game, 100%.
And that's a problem because who else are we going to rely on?
And that also does fall on our offensive line a little bit as well too.
Yeah.
Without getting blocks, he's not going to get that huge burst to get a huge play going. But what I
look for really in some really good teams that do have really good run games there's Tennessee and then there's Cleveland. Tennessee, they have Derrick Henry, and they have a guy who's basically Derrick Henry 2.0. But when it comes to Cleveland, there's Nick Chubb, and then there's Kareem Hunt. All right, so both of them, I wouldn't say Nick Chubb's better than Kareem Hunt, and I wouldn't say Kareem Hunt's better than Nick Chubb. All right, so where I'm going with this is Mark Ingram is no longer a compliment to Alvin Kamara.
Daddy.
I feel like Mark Ingram's best years are probably behind him, and maybe we should be in the market for a running back.
Right.
Because running backs have what, 5 years really, and then you're on to the next one.
Daddy.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Unless, you're Marshawn Lynch, and he played with the Seahawks most of his life, didn't he?
Daddy.
Yes, he did, and then he went to the Raiders.
Who else?
Me,
I
think, what's that?
We did. The Saints did have something like that at one point, and that was Reggie Bush and Pierre Thomas. I feel like if we can get another running back that can complement Alvin Kamara. If Alvin's not doing good, this guy can go in and he can shoot up the middle, no matter who's trying to get him. Because we all know Alvin Kamara, he's got the balance of a freaking ballerina, and there's no easy way to take him down.
Right. And with that being said, I would like if we can get our hands on free agent Marlon Mack. I believe Jonathan Taylor took his job. I mean, it sucks for Marlon Mack because he is they didn't use him with that 1-2 punch like Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram like we did him. If they would have, I don't think Jonathan Taylor would have had his stats like he had this year.
Jesus Christ,
but
he balled out.
Since the coach seen how good Jonathan Taylor is, they ran him to the ground. And to me, I believe Marlon Mack, if you remember right, we were looking into before we signed Mark Ingram. And to me, I don't know if we're going to have Mark Ingram under contract this year. What's going on with that situation? I know he wants to be here. And if Alvin Kamara is going to get suspended, don't get me wrong. Hey, dude, if we have Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram, cool. But if we can sign another guy at least, to make sure, because we don't know how long Alvin Kamara's we don't know Alvin Kamara's situation as of right now.
Right.
Who knows what could happen? So with that being said, I really want us to really look in depth into that and at least get somebody, yes, if we do have Mark Ingram, cool. But I still want another guy behind Mark Ingram because look what happens when we just use running back all the time. They eventually get worn down.
And then you have guys like Tony Jones Jr. who come in for one play and get immediately injured.
Exactly. And I've seen a lot of people have high hopes on him, and I wasn't one of those. I hated it. And I will hate it if we go with him and Mark Ingram. I won't hate it if we go with Mark Ingram over Tony Jones. I would rather have Mark Ingram. Yeah, that's for sure.
I'd rather have a vet. Yeah.
I'd rather have a vet because we know with Mark Ingram, he does bring that swagger, bro.
Yeah, and he does bring that power to the offense too.
So I still think Mark Ingram still has gas left in the tank. I think if Alvin Kamara is down and Mark Ingram does take that number one role until he comes back, I believe Mark Ingram will do good. And I thank you as long, like I said, as long as our O-line is healthy. And we got to remember, Andreas Pete, as much as we down him, he did come back. He will be back the week 1 because he was.
Yeah, he's good when he's healthy.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Right. As long as he's healthy, we see what happened. This is my thing on Cesar Ruiz. We got to look at it like this as well. I mean, I'm not defending him. I'm just saying we got to look at it like when he had people to compliment him, like a Ryan
Yeah,
Ramczyk.
he played good.
He played decent, right? So with Andreas Pete coming back, if we can, I wouldn't even mind us bringing back Nick Easton as guard.
Oh yeah, Nick Easton.
I really think that was a dumb move for us letting him go, especially later on in the season when we needed somebody like him, like a vet. And then the reason I like him because he is a vet. He's been around. He's been a starter, and he did do good when he did fill in for people that was hurt. So I do believe our offensive line will. I'm not saying it'll get a rebuild. I believe Ryan Ramczyk will be there. I think as much as we might think Terran Armstead is leaving, I think we still might snag him on a cheap deal.
Yeah, I think he'll come back and play at least.
I believe he really wants to. Yeah, I believe he really wants to play with us, and I believe he will take that short deal so he can try to get another Super Bowl ring because he knows if he takes a short deal, that leaves money more out on the table for someone else to get signed. So, hey, I really think. Hey, what's going on, Hootie? I see you're in the chat. I posted a link to the chat if you want to come here and talk. We're just talking, possibilities and stuff like that. But well, what was I getting at here? I done got off sidetracked. But yeah, dude, I just really want to, I just really like to see our team do really good this year.
All right,
and
I have a question.
And our O-line, yeah.
All right, so what do the Saints have to do? Who do the Saints have to sign to at least get to the playoffs this season?
For me, our defense is pretty good. There's a question mark with Marcus Williams being signed or not. With me, if he doesn't get signed, I believe PJ Williams would probably take his role, and we would maybe get a safety in the draft. If not, maybe make a push for Tyrann Mathieu. With that being said, without our defense, our offense, for me, we're getting Andreas Pete back. I believe we could still get Terran Armstead back, but I still think we go for a tackle in this year's draft, free agent, something to just in case maybe Terran Armstead gets a bag somewhere else. We got to think of that as well. So until he's signed, we got to look at all possibilities of where the Saints might go. And I really do want us to start at the O-line and quarterback position. Quarterback is the number one position because without a quarterback, I mean, where are we going to be? Our O-line, I really want us to focus on that. That's huge for me. Ryan Ramczyk will be healthy. He'll be ready to go. Andreas Pete will be ready to go. Eric McCoy will be ready to go. That's 3 out of the 5 starting offensive linemen that should be healthy come week 1. And we know Cesar Ruiz should be healthy.
Ramczyk's injury must have been a lot worse than was led to believe at first.
Yes, he had a minor the surgery they said was it went successful and it was a minor surgery, went super well. I'm not saying he's gonna. I believe he'll be healthy come week 1.
Yeah, I do too, but I don't believe that they were telling the truth about his injury.
Yeah, I don't either. Same with Armstead. Everyone, even me, I thought it was his elbow hurting him and it was keeping him out of the game until it got later on in the season and, pretty much up to the last game-ish when he did state that, it was his knee and not his elbow. And to me, I mean, as much as a lot of us hate on him, we realize when he's out of the game, it's huge. And we realize when he is in the game and he is healthy, he's a dominant offensive line guy, and I mean T-Stead brings an energy to that O line that is well needed. I really like T-Stead as much as yes, he does have his injuries, but so does Andreas Pete, and Andreas Pete we have him for the next 4 years. He signed that 5-year contract.
Mm-hmm.
So and then he got hurt. I mean, we don't know, and I do believe that we reconstruct Andreas Pete's contract, and we maybe just pick up T Stead's contract, and I believe our O line will be healthy to come next season, but we still have to establish one, our quarterback, two, in a draft. Wide receiver is a must.
Yeah.
Offensive line is a must, in my opinion. I believe even if it's a depth move, I really would need to see that, because for me, I really think Landon Young.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has a lot of upside. I think when he came in and filled in for T Stead in the Miami game, I mean, yeah, we played horrible, but if you looked when whoever he was guarding, he guarded him. The other people on the other people on the offensive line, it didn't. And if you've seen his stats or his rating versus the Miami Dolphins pressure, it was the it's kind of sad to say, but the only one on the offensive line that was actually graded pretty high. And I think it was in the 80s. I think it was an 87.9 if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. But I believe it was an 87.9. And to me, that's huge. Yes, and if you remember, second quarter, he got hit with injury on his leg, and he played throughout that whole Miami's game on injury. So to me, that tells me he's got a lot of heart. He wanted to stay in there to show people that he can be that player. He can be a starter, and yeah, I know it's just one game that I'm looking at, but that one game did show a lot.
Yeah, I feel like that's what some people don't understand sometimes. One game can show a lot in a player, either really good or really bad. And I don't know. I guess some people take it for granted.
Right, and a lot of people don't really judge offensive linemen. I mean, they don't really break it down and look at it. But I even sit back down and watch the Miami's game. And if you watch that game, when Landon Young is out there, that kid was nobody was getting by him. And to me that speaks volumes as a young rookie.
Mm-hmm.
That tells me that we killed it in the draft with not only Paulson Adebo, Pete Warner, but Landon Young as well. Yes, he did get hurt, but I believe he'll be healthy as well come next season too. So, I mean, if we don't get T-Stead back, I can see us maybe elevating him up. I mean, that's a possibility as well.
Man, I'm so ready for it, man. This season needs to go by. What is Tyrese still here?
I think he has mic issues or something.
Yo, T. Hold on, I'll try texting him. I'll be back in like 6 seconds.
All right. I see Hootie Jube up in the comments here. Hey Hootie, come on, hop up here. Talk some Saints football, bud. I want to hear your thoughts on what you think about Dennis Allen and him making moves on firing some of these coaches, interviewing some people for the offensive coordinator position. And yeah, see your thoughts on what we're going to do this free agency. I'm reading this things right here, folks. It's from Fletcher Mackle on Twitter. Anyways, it's saying Sean Payton and Cam Jordan on media row at the Super Bowl. Peyton joked, "You're the king of the media row. You've sat in each seat here." Cam jokingly said to Sean Payton, he said, "You're not my coach anymore. Don't tell me where to go." Just joking around. You know how Cam Jordan always being a jokester. Guy's a funny guy. All right, I see you. I see you 24 saying he'll be back in a couple minutes. All right, I'll keep the live going. I'll still talk some Saints football. See what's going on here on the Twitter and stuff. I was gonna read a little bit about what Nick Underhill said here. Let's see where it's at. Hold on just a second. Oh, since Saints are interviewing Colts running backs coach Scotty Montgomery for their opening at offensive coordinator. We're also interviewing, like I said a little bit earlier, what is the guy's name? Nick Underhill said Montgomery is an expert at the RPOs. Big part of his role in as a Colts running back coach was sharing his knowledge of them to the staff. As a coach, running backs coach, he was telling the offensive coordinator they should run some RPOs more, drawing up some plays for the offensive coordinator when he was a Colts running backs coach. So that, hey, man, that says a lot. I mean, in RPO, you got to watch out for that as well. Because, I mean, if Jameis Winston's off the board, and I'm not saying they're going to roll with Taysom Hill, but I mean, hey, dude, if Scotty Montgomery becomes our offensive coordinator, his specialty is RPOs. I mean, that's just an option. Not saying that's going to happen. Just an option, guys. Never know. See what other else they got on here. I was going to show you guys or let you listen to Nick Underhill's little. Right here it says the Saints will interview wide receivers coach Robert Prince. That's wide receivers coach for the Cowboys. If you notice, the Cowboys, every single one of their wide receivers have done great during the whole season last season. No matter if it was Cedric Wilson, which is a free agent, whether it was Amari Cooper or CD Lamb. I know those are some big name people, but even them, you seen how dominant they were as wide receivers. You seen the whole wide receivers room of the Cowboys be pretty dominant, if not one of the most dominant in league last year. So I mean that could be huge, not only for a wide receivers room but for our offense. I mean, if that guy can turn a wide receivers room around and make it one of the most dominant in the league, then he can definitely turn an offense, at least our wide receivers, around to be a lot more more better than what they are. Because I mean, we have lost a lot of I've lost a lot of confidence in our wide receivers room. I really want our wide receivers to ball out, man. I really do. It's hard to see. It's hard to see. Once Michael Thomas went down, we lost Emmanuel Sanders. It's hard to see the hit our wide receiver core room really took. Ted getting retired. We released him anyways. But with all that being said, like all those wide receivers were pretty dominant, man. Yeah, Michael Thomas was in, but I mean, you guys gotta take in consideration that our wide receiver core has not been what it needs to be, in a while. So, Dennis Allen has seen that. And that was one of the first things he did as soon as he became our coach. the next day he was already cleaning house. He fired our strength and conditioning coach. He fired our wide receivers coach. That's been a part of our organization for, I believe, a long time. I believe he went elsewhere for a while, but he did come back. And that says a lot. Maybe he came back because he was familiar with our organization. He was familiar with Sean Payton, and maybe Sean Payton kept him around because, he was just familiar when we should have took in consideration like Dennis Allen. Our wide receivers has not developed like it needs to be at an NFL level. So with that firing, it made me happy knowing that, hey, once we fired the wide receivers coach and the strength and conditioning coach, man, we've been hit with the injury last year. And that shows a lot, not only to the wide receivers, but the strength and conditioning. And breaks it down to that. I mean, if we have a horrible strength and conditioning coach, then our our players aren't going to develop, and they're not going to recover as fast as they really should. So with Dennis Allen cleaning house, he basically fired the offensive line coach, which is another huge thing. Strength and conditioning with that offensive line has been a struggle. Andreas Pete has been hurt continuously throughout the seasons, playing with us. Terran Armstead, he's another guy that's been, on and off during the season. But when he's in, he's a very dominant player. But when he's out, we do struggle. So the strength and conditioning coach and the offensive line coach, those two firings were huge because it speaks volumes. Like, hey, if our strength and conditioning coach aren't going to get our players to stay healthy enough to, not get injured as much, because, I mean, look, Andreas Pete's ankle is always getting hurt. Look at all the knee injuries that happened on our O-line this season. Maybe that could have been avoided with a different, mindset at our strength and conditioning coach. We definitely need somebody that a new, fresh mindset, just like the wide receiver room. We do not have a wide receiver coach that develops wide receivers at a high level, and that's what we need. We need a wide receivers coach that develops players at a high level. We need an intensity at that wide receivers coach position that just comes in with an authority to get these wide receivers to not only get off the line, cause separation, run their routes better, footwork. And that's the key word I'm going to use is footwork, because footwork is key, guys. When it comes to being a wide receiver like Chad Johnson, and you know what I mean. He might have not have got the respect that he needed. He played for Cincinnati. He played with some not so good quarterbacks. I mean, his best quarterback he did play with was I believe Carson Palmer. And to me, like, that does speak a lot of volumes. Jerry Rice played with Joe Montana. Randy Moss played with Tom Brady. He didn't get that. And Chad Ochocinco, his footwork is what separated him from the rest, in my opinion. I'm not saying he had the stats like Jerry Rice or none of that, or T.O. or whatever, but his footwork, his route running was something to watch. And if we can get somebody that knows that type of ability, I would love it. Lance Moore, Devery Henderson, Marquez Colson, all these players that could come in as a wide receivers coach and teach these wide receivers how to get separation off the line, how to just develop at a more higher level than what's being seen right now. Curtis Johnson's been a part of the Saints organization for a while now, and the only player that is really developed really huge is Michael Thomas. But Michael Thomas was already at an NFL level when he was played for Ohio State. So when he came in, look what happened. Once Sean Payton noticed and Drew Brees noticed this dude's got hands, they passed to him. Brandon Cooks got mad and then eventually got traded. So and then Michael Thomas became our number one. Then he had a stellar season in 2019 and broke records. So, but to me, that doesn't fall on Curtis Johnson. Michael Thomas was already at a pro level. Like Drew Brees said, he takes every rep like a Super Bowl rep. He at practice, he's playing like it's a Super Bowl. So he has a different mindset than other players. You know, he's in it to win it. And that's a huge mindset, a bully mindset that Michael Thomas has that we definitely need on that offense. We need that bully mentality. We need another wide receiver to complement him. You know, not only do we have Michael Thomas, you know, I really like our Galloway, but man, we need somebody that's just a straight dog. Got that CD Deuce type energy. Love CD Deuce and the type of energy he brings to our defense. We got so many hyped up players on our defense, like Demario Davis. Man, he brings that energy. You know, Kawan, he brings that energy. You know, let's see, PJ Williams, he still brings that energy. When we switch into the safety position, a lot of us Saints fans, you know, counted him out. Then he comes into the safety role and he balls out. Like, man, there's just so many options that we got to look at this offseason. I mean, we established our head coach now. Now we got to establish who's going to be our quarterback. And then we got to establish who's going to be our starting offensive line, because that's going to really determine what we're going to do going down the stretch next year. Are we going to keep T-Stead? Are we going to go elsewhere? Because continuity on that offensive line is huge. Like, as much as we hate on Andreas Pete, you know, when he went down, we struggled. As much as, you know, we hate on T-Stead, and, you know, when he went down, we struggled. Ryan Ramczyk, you know, people were hating on him earlier in the season because it looked like on a couple of video clips he wasn't, you know, trying his hardest, like people were saying. But when he went out, what happened? That whole, you know, right side just that you couldn't run on. So that leads me to tell you, like, Cesar Ruiz gets all this hate, but our right guard was out, our center was out, our guard was out, our left guard was out. He really never had that continuity like he did last year, you know, when we were bouncing him around. So, you know what I mean? We can evaluate on Cesar Ruiz's horrible year that we say was horrible, but the whole offensive line was horrible this season. It was hit with injuries. Once everyone went down, it just wasn't a good year for our offensive line. Andreas Pete went down, like I said. When he went down, a lot of people were, you know, were even praising it, like, finally. But look what happened when he went down. We noticed, like, our offensive line continuity went down. Like, it wasn't as dominant. So for me, what I want us to establish in a draft 100 or in free agent 100% is wide receiver. After we establish quarterback, of course, I want us to establish, because I do want a Jameis Winston as our quarterback. That's my pick. I would love Jameis Winston to come back. There are offers on the table probably for him. There's a market probably for Jameis Winston now with all these quarterback needy teams. So, man, if we establish a quarterback, my must needs and must concerns are the offensive line and the wide receiver core. And I'll say offensive line first, because it starts with offensive line. I mean, no matter who's behind center, we got to have an offensive line that will protect our quarterback so they can make the big time throws or the big plays downfield, or even just getting first downs, we still need that offensive line to establish the run game that sets up for the pass game. So we definitely need to focus on offensive line and wide receivers because we don't have another dominant wide receiver or even another veteran anymore other than Michael Thomas. And we definitely need somebody that I believe we can pick up in free agent. Maybe try to snag up Emmanuel Sanders back. I don't believe we played him like we should have. You've seen when he was part of the Niners, he balled out. And then you see him come to the Saints, and he did okay, but he wasn't as dominant as he was under the Niners organization because I believe we didn't use him like we needed to use him. I believe if we get another number 2 guy, DJ Chark, somebody that we can get in on a cheaper deal, I would love to see that happen. I see a lot of free agencies. And I see a lot of dominant wide receivers coming out of this year's draft that we got to look at in the first round. First round, I would really want us to see a wide receiver. I can see us drafting an offensive line because there are some dominant offensive linemen in this year's draft. I think those are the number two things that I'm thinking that we're going to go for this year's draft. We cannot overlook the wide receiver room in this year's draft because, there's just so many dominant wide receivers. Top 10, I mean, there's 2 just alone out of Ohio State that are really dominant. Garrett Wilson, we got Chris Oslav, we got who else we have? Those are just the 2 from Ohio State. Jamison Williams, Treylon Burks. A lot of people want Treylon Burks. I see Hootie Jube in his podcast. He's always talking about Treylon Burks. It would be amazing if we can pull him or a Jamison Williams. Yes, I agree with Hootie 100%. If we could definitely get a Jamison Williams, I would bet on that guy because he was a game changer. Like Hootie said, 100%. Hootie, I agree. I like that. I would pick up a dominant number half wide receiver like a Godwin. 100%. Godwin, yes, he did suffer ACL, but I believe he's got huge upside. And I believe you can't take away from his skills and performance on the field. Dude will come back and he'll have a stellar year wherever he goes. Williams, I believe you're talking about Mike Williams, Hootie. Mike Williams or the other guy, Williams, out of this year's draft. I'm not quite sure which Williams you're talking about, Hootie, but either one, in my opinion, would be pretty good. Mike Williams from the San Diego Chargers or Jamison Williams from this year's draft. I think either of those 2 wide receivers would be an amazing pick. He said cheaper, sign a cheaper guy like DJ Chark, Michael Gallup. Yes, I agree with those 2 as well. I was just talking about DJ Chark. I think he's got a lot of upside to get 1,000 yards as a Jaguar wide receiver with no O-line, a rookie quarterback in Trevor Lawrence, and look, they fired their head coach and Urban Meyer. So for me, that shows a lot of potential out of DJ Chark to become a more dominant player with a better organization, I think. So I would love that pick. If we can get any one of those guys, I'd be super stoked. I'd be super stoked with DJ Chark. Michael Gallup, I think Michael Gallup is a stud. I think he can be, honestly, and I'm not even going out on a limb. I really think Michael Gallup can be a number 1 type guy in the right offense. In our offense, we have a number 1 in Michael Thomas, and I believe he'll be back. So if Michael Gallup can come, yeah, dude, I think that would complement Michael Thomas huge, and we would have a dominant wide receiver room with Harris, Dante Hardy. I believe we still would have Galloway because he's still under contract. Lineup should look like this: Thomas, Godwin, Traylon Burks, or Williamson. Wide receiver number 4, Galloway, Dante Hardy, and 5. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Godwin, man, I could not imagine that duo between Godwin, sure-handed Thomas. I mean, Traylon Burks is another game changer I would really love in the black and gold. Williamson, man, that'd be insane. One of those guys. I really hope that can happen. Let's see. Then Galloway, man, yeah, Galloway would be. Yeah, I really think Galloway would stand out a lot more if we had a Thomas and Godwin duo. I think Galloway would get a lot more looks because he's not the number one guy like he was this year, and I think that would complement his game a lot. And nobody can guard Michael Thomas or Godwin when he gets open. I mean, it's over with. Definitely sure-handed guy. So I definitely love your lineup, Hootie. Definitely love that lineup. Who do you think, fam? I heard the Bucks fans say we should trade Michael Thomas because he hasn't played in 2-3 years. Don't know if he still has it. What's your thoughts? Mine, it's pretty hard to say for me. I haven't seen him play lately. Dede, this is what I'm going to say about Michael Thomas. And I'm not trying to be so biased because he is my favorite running back. He's my favorite wide receiver in the league. I'm not trying to be so biased, but at the same time, we got to look at the facts. Michael Thomas, when he's in the league, he's dominant. He was the number one guy 2019. We can't take that season away from him. With that being said, yes, he hasn't been on the field in almost a couple years now, pretty much. So you see what happened to our wide receiver room when Michael Thomas is not there, guys. You know what I'm saying? Now we're looking back at hopefully, our wide receiver room will look better this year. I believe Michael Thomas still has it. You can't take that skill away. Just like Drew Brees used to state, he takes every rep like a Super Bowl rep. So he gets a lot of backlash because of this injury. But in my opinion, I think this injury happened. I think he didn't want surgery. I think everything was going good this offseason. He was ready to come back in his mind. I believe he was out practicing, trying to get ready for this season. And he thought he was good to go. And I think he re-aggravated his injury, which he did. And I honestly believe that he re-aggravated his injury. And he just, finally decided just to go get surgery because he didn't want to have to deal with this again. So to me, I don't think he was dodging the Saints, like the media portrayed it. I think he was just trying not to get surgery, and it didn't go well like he planned it to go. And it did happen to be later on in the off season, almost to the regular season or preseason. So I believe, like he was trying to get back, guys, but he re-aggravated his ankle. And I believe once he's on the field, he's going to shut a lot of these Bucks fans up. They're going to see who the number one receiver is. Devontae Adams trying to take that from him, but it's not going to happen. I believe Michael, and I'm going to say it right now, Dede, Michael Thomas comes back and becomes a comeback player of the year, just like Joe Burrow did this year, except for it's going to be different. It's going to be a wide receiver comeback player of the year. And I believe that'll be Michael Thomas. I really have that much. I really believe in him that much, not only because it is Michael Thomas, and you already know when he is on the field, no matter if he is double guarded, he can still get the ball in his hands and make a first down. He can make a play. Michael Thomas compliments everybody else and make everyone else look a lot better. in my opinion. Hey, Hootie, I see you in the comments. If you're still up here in the comments, man, you got a minute, you can go ahead and hop up in here, dude. I posted a link in the comments. You might have to scroll up. I'll go ahead and post it again right now if you want to join in. Hold on just a second. I'm trying to. Oh, I see you. I see you. You're at work, Hootie. All right. That's okay, Hootie. Maybe a different time when you're not at work. I realize it's Friday. Hootie's at work. But anyways, Hootie, hey, if you want to post in the comments what your thoughts are on Michael Thomas and how you took what Dennis Allen said about Michael Thomas. Do you think that Dennis Allen reached out to him personally and got his intake on what he wants to do going forward as a Saint, or do you think that he's just hoping for the best? My opinion, I think Dennis Allen reached out to Michael Thomas to get his opinion on how he feels about coming back to the Saints. I mean, of course, he's under contract. I think he did that at a personal level to, show Michael Thomas that, he has a lot of faith in him. I see Dada saying, "You're right. I know a Bucks fan can say shit because of low key this or hate." Yeah. Like most Bucks fans are excited SP is gone, but I'm not going to lie. I'm glad as hell Brady's. Hey man, you can say that again, bro. Yeah, Rose City, we're still on. We're still doing this live, man. I was gonna hop off, but I see Last Saint might be hopping on back up on here. And you know what, Donna? Hey, dude, I gotta admit, I do hate. Hey, I mean, I do love that Tom Brady retired. We don't got to see him in the news media every Sunday. Every week it's Tom Brady week. We don't got to see that no more. I'm super excited that he retired. All these Bucks fans were laughing at us because Sean Payton retired on you guys, laughing it up, thinking that they're gonna take the division yet again. The funny thing here, guys, is right after Sean Payton, pretty much retired, so did Tom Brady, and he finally announced his retirement and said, he's gonna kick back, and to me that's funny, guys. Yeah, I can't express it enough. Tom Brady retiring, that shows a new era of quarterbacks is upon us. We're almost watching history, honestly. We're watching all the quarterbacks that we grew up for the last 15 years watching, 16 years. Tom Brady's been in the league 20 years. Big Ben, I think, was like 18 or something. But we got to look. I mean, we have Big Ben retired, Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers. I mean, all Tom Brady, all those older quarterbacks are retiring. Saints 01, what do you think about Drake London, wide receiver from USC? Drake London, man. Hey, if we could score that kid, I'm gonna be stoked because, in my opinion, I believe Traylon Burks is probably gonna get be off the board come pick 18. I mean, he's a game changer type running wide receiver. So I see Drake London still being available when we come to pick at 18. I see maybe a Chris Oslav still available. I as much as I really want Traylon Burks, I kind of see him being picked before our pick, to be honest. I think that kid is definitely a game changer. And I think, hey, Drake London, man, if you go look at that kid's highlights, man, that kid has a lot of upside, Rose City. definitely a great awareness of the ball for a wide receiver. Just got great hands. Definitely can make good plays on the ball. Pretty good yards after receiving. So yak yards, he's really good after yards after carry. Excuse me, but he's really good at yak yards. So me, yeah, I would not be mad at that pick if he was available at pick 18. I would love to see that pick. For me, that would be amazing if we can pick up a Drake London in the first round, or to me, I really want a Garrett Wilson. I really want a Treylon Burks, a Jameson Williams. I think those guys are top wide receivers that are game changers. I think Drake London fits one of those roles. I think he can potentially go pretty far in this year's draft. So yeah, we gotta look at that as well. I mean, I would not be mad if we did sign Drake London. I think he's got a lot of upside as a wide receiver. I think he can complement Mike Thomas and come in and establish dominance, because I believe he's a big wide receiver. I believe he's got length. And hey, I'll look him up right now, to be honest with you, because I think he's a 6'3", 200 pounds, if I'm not mistaken. Rose City, if you know, you can shout it out in the comments. I'm looking it up right now of Drake London to see, his stats. And oh shoot, this guy Drake, hey, Rose City, man, this guy is 6'5", 210 pounds, coming out of USC. This kid, wow. All right. Hey, man, Rose City, I see you, man. He has talent. I'll take London. Big hands and a great red zone threat with MT. Allen needs to invest also in a vet tight end, like tight end from Miami, tight end from the Ravens, an athletic vet that's proven. 100%. I agree with you 100%, Dede. We definitely need another tight end, at least a veteran in the room, to basically boost, because I mean Juwan Johnson is just getting into his role, so he's not all the way developed into a tight end. We have Troutman that he's got a lot of upside, but I just like George Kittle. George Kittle took a couple years, to develop into what he is now. So we definitely would. I think we would definitely need a veteran type tight end. I would love to see that. If you guys haven't seen Trey McBride, he's a tight end coming out of this year's draft. I'm not saying we're gonna draft him, but if we can get a tight end with his type of build, dude, that dude is huge. I believe he's 6'7" or 6'6". He's I could be wrong. I think he's taller than that. He's a really big guy, but I think he's like 290 pounds. He's just if you go look at his highlights, guys, his name's Trey McBride. He's going to be a really dominant tight end. We definitely need a good tight end to, definitely boost that tight end room. I think MT being back will put more focus on him, which in turns open up plays for 100% Rose City. Just like I was saying earlier, Michael Thomas complements the whole wide receivers room. If you notice, when Michael Thomas is in, Galloway, he looks a lot more better. You look at when Michael Thomas was in, every other wide receiver looked a lot better than what they do now. So yes, I do definitely agree with that. I do can't wait to see Michael Thomas back on the field as our number one receiver, to be honest. I would love to go for maybe a tight end. I don't know if we still have Nick Van Ed under contract, but if we still have Nick Van Ed under contract, I don't think he got to prove what he can be on the field. I believe he's a pretty good blocker. He is definitely a vet. That's our best blocking tight end I think we do have. I mean, honestly, but for me, I really want us to establish the wide receiver room and offensive line this year. I believe our defense is pretty good, other than that question mark with Marcus Williams and what we're going to do with that, if we're going to sign him or if we're going to go elsewhere. Hootie Jew, I got a question for you. What do you think we do with Marcus Williams? Do you think we re-sign Marcus Williams to a contract? Do you think he goes elsewhere in free agency? Do you see us signing somebody else at the safety position? What's your thoughts at the safety position there, Hootie? Go ahead and just comment that in the comments there. All these up and down half-ass tight end wide receivers, I say keep Galloway, cut the rest. New offensive, new mindset. Hey, I like Galloway. Don't get me wrong, and I still believe in Dante Harris, whatever you want to call his last name. He's going by Hardy now. Last name was Harris. So, Dede, I would love to have Galloway and Harris back. Traquan Smith, I could see him leaving, and I'm cool with that. Yeah, I do agree. Kenny Stills didn't show us nothing. What about that other guy that he came out? I can't remember his name right now. Anyways, yeah, dude, I agree. I believe we should cut a lot of that wide receiver room. To me, nobody's really proven other than Harris and Galloway can probably do a lot better with Michael Thomas back in the lineup. And I really do believe that. And I think with the new offensive coordinator, I believe once we get one, whoever it is, needs to definitely look at the wide receiver room. That's a big must this year. Like Hootie was saying earlier, if we can get Godwin, a big name wide receiver, and maybe even a cheap one, like a cheaper route, and go DJ Chark. Those two wide receivers right there are big name wide receivers that would complement Michael Thomas and our wide receiver room all as a whole, not only just Michael Thomas. Because yes, we do need a number 2 wide receiver, but we got to look at it like, yes, we need a number 2 wide receiver to complement Michael Thomas as well as a whole wide receiver room. Because if we have another number 2 wide receiver that's a dominant player, then yes, dude, of course, it's going to be great. But we definitely need another wide receiver that'll definitely get other looks than the wide receivers we have currently on our roster. Like, we definitely need like I said, a DJ Chark. Because if we have another 2 solid wide receiver and we get one in the draft, think about it, guys. We have 3 pretty dominant wide receivers. Our wide receiver room is totally changed up. Maybe the competition level will get elevated because now we have rookies coming in from the draft or another big name wide receiver coming in. So that gives another boost to the wide receivers that get to stay on our roster. So, yeah, wide receiver and offensive line are my 2 picks for must needs in this year's draft, this offseason, free agency, whatever we can do. I really do believe we need to bring in some more, even if it's just depth at offensive line. Nick Easton, somebody maybe in this year's draft. We got to definitely look into see if we're going to sign T-Stead. If we're not, those are a lot of questions that I can't wait to get answered to see where we go. So anyways, guys, I've been on here for about 3 hours and just about 3.5 hours almost. So thanks for hopping on here, commenting in the comment section. Thanks for hopping on here and talking some Saints football, guys. I appreciate it. I'll start another live maybe later on today. If not, then I'll be on Hootie's show later on tonight. So I hope you guys have a good day. It's Who Dat forever. Whatever we do this offseason as our quarterback position, we've figured out our head coach, guys. So now we got a head coach that we can root for. Now we just got to wait until we get a quarterback so we can go from there, guys. Either way, we got to roll with whoever our quarterback is, and I just can't wait to see what we do this offseason and this free agency and of course this year's draft. So with that being said, this is Masked Up Podcast, and I'm out. Who Dat to everyone.